This is Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
Saporito in motion. Straight drop, Graham pumping. Double move, Derby McReynolds trying to get over there. And he does! What a recovery by Derby McReynolds!
Girard Sports Live is presented by Craw-Can Telephone, your community technology partner. Also by Ag Choice of Hepler, American Family Insurance Jenny Collins Agency, Bender on 7, Bradshaw Collision Repair, Bumper to Bumper, Call Service, Chicken Annie's Girard, Community National Bank and Trust, Derailed Commodity, Evans Motors, Farm Bureau Financial Services, G&W Foods, Girard Medical Center, Hydrix Appliance, Jagged Edge, Canar Eye Care, Kim Kravitz Photo, Larid Ceramics, Lehman Realty, Mathis Drugstore, McClellan Sanitation, Norris Advertising, Paoni Dental, The Producers Co-op Agronomy Center, The Market 120, and The Producers Co-op Farm Store.
Two wide receivers near side. Curran in the slot. Chitano, the wide out. Norris going to throw it up. He wants Troike over the top. He makes the catch. What a throw! He threw it in the breadbasket of Evan Troike on a rope. What a throw from the 30 down to the 20.
It's time for Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
And good Friday evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the weekend and welcome to week number 7 of the 2018 high school football season. We are in beautiful Iola, Kansas here at Memorial Stadium at Riverside Park, just off the banks of a full Neosho River on what is a brisk and cool night. Finally, football weather here in southeast Kansas. We are deep into district competition, and a lot of playoff hopes rest on tonight's ball game for these two teams here tonight. Good evening once again, BJ Harris along with you, alongside me, Dale Shireman, as we settle in here for this one. The Girard Trojans coming into this ball game, coming off a tough 14-6 loss last week at home on homecoming to Prairie View. Trojans sitting right now at 3-3, and that 3-3 record is exactly how they played. Win one, lose one, win one, lose one, win one, lose one. Well, all things equal, that means they're due for a win here tonight against the Iola Mustangs. Iola team here for the Trojans. Tonight, the Iola Mustangs coming off a big 28-6 win over Burlington last week here at home, and they got a win in week number 1 of district play, 42-19. So a 2-game winning streak after opening up the season with 4 straight losses. But they come into this ball game probably with some momentum as they get ready to take on a Trojan team that probably is trying to figure out exactly what their identity is. And Dale would bring you in here, and the Trojans, a game last week, just like the game against Burlington, a kind of a what-if situation.
Yeah, last week we battled hard. I think the defense played about as good a game as we've seen. Prairie View is a good team up front, and our defense held them to 14 points, and pretty proud of them for that. We're talking about Iola, here tonight. They're on a roll and 2 wins, and they beat a Burlington team that we had a little trouble with. Now, I don't know that that's the same Burlington team that we played.
Certainly not. They're down 2 players in that backfield that gashed the Trojans. And so how much you put on that? I guess we're going to find out here pretty soon. This Iola team is also 2-1 in district competition as they've got those 2 wins in there. The only loss to Anderson County, 42-6. So trying to figure that one out. That's a team the Trojans took care of fairly handily in Anderson County a couple of weeks ago. The playoff scenario will start to shake itself out pretty good here tonight. We're looking at those games up in 3A District 1. We'll talk more about those as we continue on here in the pregame show as we walk through your bumper-to-bumper matchups of the week. We're also going to hear from the head football coach of the Girard Trojans, Neil Philpott, as well. It's a soggy field here at Memorial Stadium. That will be a factor. May slow down the Trojans a little bit. May play into the hands of this option attack of the Iola Mustangs. Should be a lot of fun here tonight. We'll talk more about it as we roll right on through the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show. Serving the area for 30 years, Community National Bank is very proud to be a supporter of Girard School. Stop in soon to pick up your very very own Girard Trojan instant issue mascot debit card. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. And, of course, Girard Sports Live is presented by Croccan, your community technology partner. Don't get bit by slow speeds and high prices. Get gigabit from Croccan, the fastest internet in southeast Kansas. To learn more, go to ruralfiber.org or see everything Croccan has to offer at ckt.net. Up next, we'll take a look back at that game against Prairie View as we look at last week's highlights. That and more here on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show on Girard Sports Live.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan instant issue mascot debit card. While you're there, be sure to ask about My Mobile Money and mobile banking, Guardian Secure Checking, and People Pay. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. Community National Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Girard Schools. Go Trojans!
Croccan Telephone Cooperative has been serving Girard in southeast Kansas for 65 years. In 1952, we helped our members connect with each other using telephone lines. Today, we connect our members with the entire world using fiber optics. While the technology has changed, our commitment to deliver it to our members has not. Check us out on the web at ckt.net.
The Producers Co-op Farm Store is committed to making your life easier by supplying you with the things you need for your farm and home. As always, the Producers Co-op Farm Store has a great selection of farm and ranch supplies, including pet supplies, ranch and corral building supplies and equipment, automatic waterers and feed bunks, tack, dog food, pet and animal health supplies, workwear, boots, and much, much more. Come in and check out the great deals on lots of new merchandise as well. Proudly serving Girard and the surrounding area, and proud to support the Girard Trojans.
When I wake up in the morning, love, the sunlight hurts my eyes, then I look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day, lovely day.
This is Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
Back out here to Riverside Park Memorial Stadium in Iola. B.J. Harris along with you, Dale Shireman, as we get ready for this one. Last week a dandy for the Trojans as they lost a heartbreaker there to Prairie View as they lost that one. And we got some highlights from that, the touchdowns, a couple of turnovers the Trojans got, and then I have that entire drive there late in the ballgame. Let's take a look at it. And the Prairie View Buffaloes 0-0. Prairie View on a 3rd down and 2. Scott rolling, play action, looking down the field. They want a big one, big hitter, and it is going to be a touchdown. Touchdown Prairie View, even their first score of the ball game. Scott will be under center on 4th and 5. Play action again, straight drop, lets it fly. He wants to throw it out there. It's intercepted by Creed Curran. He stays in bounds. Down the sideline he goes. He's got guys out in front of him. Across the 40, across the 30, and he's upended, flipped upside down, all the way down to the 25-yard line. 10-24 and counting here in this first half. Trojans trail 7-0. Shotgun now for Scott as he's got guys spread all over the place. Jacobs only got in the background. Pressure coming. Lets it fly. Throws up another duck. Vic Reynolds, the guy there. He's going to have another interception. It should be an interception. They will give it to him. The Trojans turn him over again. And now they need to finish this drive. Norris will be under center. Fullback is Humble. Turn, handoff. Curran trying to follow blockers into the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans. Creed Curran. We finally big-time blocks up front. Caden Harrison and Chandler Humble leading to the promised land of the Trojans. Get their first score of the ball game. They're 1 point away from tying this thing up. 7 yards on that play, and now the 14th play of this drive. The Trojans are in trouble. 3:33 to play in this third quarter. It has just melted away. They've almost more than made up for the 30-minute halftime. And it's 1st and goal at the 1. See what the Trojans have in store here. Scott will be under center. Quarterback keeper, and he will finally fall forward. The pressure just gets too much on that D-line, and he leans across. Stop the last 2 plays. I don't know why you don't kick it and make it a 2-possession game. This is not very good decision-making, I don't think, but if they score, I guess it will be. Color on a 4th down and goal here for this one. This is a play of the game. Color under center. He'll turn. Again, Boone falls loose. Trojans ball. They get the stop. What a huge stop by the Trojan D. It was first and goal at the 7, and then a fumble on a 4th and goal at the 3, and the Trojans get the stop 38 seconds from their own 20-yard line. Norris, straight drop. He's got time. He lets it fly. Throws it underneath for Shirtano. It's incomplete. And stops the clock with 33 seconds to play. And so it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 20. Down the distance. They still need to get first downs. Got to move first downs. Move the clock a little bit. Move the ball a little bit. They'll throw it out, whip it out for Curran. Makes the catch out of bounds at the 42-yard line with 27.3 seconds to play on it. Trojans are out of timeouts. 27.3. Everything's got to be to the sidelines or in the end zone. Flip Caden Harrison. Norris, little pump and go. Throw it down the sideline for Troike. Picking his way. He makes the catch, and then the ball comes out. Once he hit the ground, they're going to say, oh, that guy on the far side was going to call the catch. The back judge says catch. The near side judge is going to wave him off. Trojans are going to hustle up to the ball. They're going to call it a catch. Oh, boy. Things are getting interesting now. All the way down to the 28-yard line. Trojans have to hustle up because the clock's going to start with 20 seconds to play. 2 wide receivers far side, 1 near side. Official waits for the chains to set. That Girard Trojan chain gang wisely takes their time. They'll clock the ball and stop it with 18 seconds. To Troike, and he made a catch. It was dandy. Norris, pressure coming from the backside. He lets it fly, throws it underneath. It's caught by Curran! Caught by Curran down to the 7-yard line. Trojans will have to hustle up and clock it once again. 12 seconds on the clock. 12 seconds down. Trojans will hustle up there and get it to clock it. They'll wait for the chains to get there once again. Trojans took over this drive at their own 5-yard line, and their own 20-yard line with 38 seconds. In 28 seconds, they have got it down to the 6. This is bonkers.
Bonkers.
They may have a shot at 2 of them. Norris can't take a sack. Scramble. This may be it. Norris is going to run with it. Manolano. Jacobs, he cuts back against the grain. He'll reach out there. He's not going to get it. He's going to be a yard short. And a penalty marker holding against the Trojans. That's a blessing, Dale, because 1.7 seconds, if it's not, they could decline it. That probably will, I would, because they're going to wind the clock at 1.7. Trojans are going to get a shot at least at one more play. If they don't get a penalty there, the clock's going to wind as soon as it's set per play, and Trojans will not have a chance to run a play. They're going to back them up 10. They still got a shot, one shot at the end zone. You got to be ready to snap it as soon as they start it. 1.7 seconds. It'll be on the official. Norris, they will start the clock. He'll snap it. One play for all the marbles. Norris lets it fly to the end zone for Troike. Back to get it. Incomplete. And that's the end of the ball game. Yeah, it was a tough one as the Trojans dropped that one. And, Evan Troike caught that ball. He said afterwards, but it just wasn't in bounds. And so that's the way that one ended. And we're here in Iola getting ready for this one. We'll step away, take another quick break. We come back, take a look around the area. We've got our look around and area matchups as well as our Kim Kravitz photography shot of the week. All that and more still to come here on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show on Girard Sports Live.
The best place for your pregame or postgame meal is Bender on 7. The Bender has quickly become Girard's favorite restaurant with incredible specials like the famous Taco Tuesdays. 3 tacos for $1. Wednesdays, try the adult grilled cheese. Thursdays is chili dog day. And of course, Friday, game day, is steak tips after 5. Grab a friend, grab a drink, and grab a seat at the Bender on 7, where they're streaming Girard Sports Live right now. Bender on 7. Order now. 620-724-4860.
Mathis Drug Store Incorporated has a proud Girard history of more than 50 years. Glenn and Karen Mathis took over the store in 1983 from Glenn's father and have been providing outstanding customer care and service since. At Mathis, they know their customers by name and value their support. Primary goal is to provide fast, accurate, friendly service. Mathis is a full-service pharmacy that accepts most insurance plans and supports competitive cash pricing. Mathis Drug Store, a proud supporter of Girard High School student-athletes.
G&W Foods is the one-stop shop for everything you need to feed the family. With a great selection of quality, fresh, and delicious foods, you're sure to find something to satisfy every appetite. With friendly and knowledgeable staff, the folks at G&W Foods can help you find what you need so you can get in, get out, and on your way with your day. Plus, don't forget G&W Foods for the great daily lunch specials. Open 7 days a week. Check out their weekly Facebook-only specials. The G&W Foods family super wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck.
Girard Medical Center now offers both outpatient pulmonary and cardiac rehabilitation services. Our approach combines physical therapy, respiratory therapy, behavioral health, and nutrition to help you become more fit and active.
With cardiac and pulmonary rehab, we want to focus on lifestyle changes. We provide people with education to help prevent further events.
Each treatment is unique to the individual patient because at Girard Medical Center, we care for our communities one patient at a time. Call us at 620-724-5126.
This is Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
Back out here live, you see that on the clock there, just a few minutes away from the start of this one. The Trojans and the Iola Mustangs hooking it up here in district play. Good matchups all around the area tonight as we do continue to figure out where everybody is. As in the SEK, Independence is at Towanda Circle. Pittsburgh 5-1, coming off their first loss of the season at Olathe East. Ulysses is coming, making that long road trip. They're coming out and back to Lett County all today. A good one in the SEK as well. Chanute 4-2 at Coffeyville 2-4. 3A District 1, that's the one we're watching as well. Frontenac is 3-3, 1-2 in district play. They're at Baxter Springs. Expect them to get a win there. Columbus 1-5. They're playing at Galena. Galena is still undefeated at 6-0. Caney Valley 5-1 and 2-1. That's the biggest matchup probably in that district is Caney Valley at 2-1 in district play at Parsons at 2-1 in district play. We'll find out whether Parsons is indeed for real. Elsewhere in this district, Prairie View is 5-1. And they are 3-0. They're at Anderson County. That'll be an interesting matchup. We'll see if AC's got anything there for the Buffaloes. Osawatomie, winless on the season, winless in district play at Burlington, 3-3 in Burlington, that 1-2 team. And that's a matchup there. We'll talk more about those matchups as we go through the rest of this ball game. We'll get you your halftime scoring update as well. Those area matchups brought to you by our friends at Bumper to Bumper. Bumper to Bumper. Formerly Brenneman Auto Parts. Bumper to Bumper has been serving the area since 1935. Come in and talk with Willie if you're in the need for belts, Bosch brake pads, Wicks filters, Timken bearings, and so much more. Bumper to Bumper, 101 East Prairie Street in Girard. Let's take a look at your shot of the game brought to you by Kim Kravitz Photography. Kim Kravitz, take a look at that one from last week as a help out there, Derby McReynolds, and I think that's Carter Doherty helping out against Boone. They're a big-time play for the Trojans. That Trojan defense did a nice job. Kim Kravitz Photo is a boutique photography studio specializing in high school, senior pictures, and sports photography. Let Kim capture your memories. Learn more at kimkravitzphoto.com or call 620-704-7474. And a little bit pregame, the best play probably of the game there was Cole Cuthbertson. And a nice shot there by Kim as well as the Trojans did not get a homecoming win, but I think Cole would say he got a pretty good victory right there. Step away, take another quick break. We come back, we're going to hear from the head football coach of the Girard Trojans. All that and more still to come here on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show on Girard Sports Live.
For over 80 years, Evans Motors has provided some of the best handshakes in the four-state area. No matter what type of handshake a situation calls for, Evans Motors will guide the hand into its proper position with the correct amount of pressure. Risky handshakes, classic handshakes, or something in between, Nate and Eddie have an arsenal of shakes roughly umpteen. So the next time you want an optimal handshake, come to Evans Motors in Pittsburgh.
A yellow flag on your team is bad, but a yellow tag on your favorite new flooring or furniture, now that's awesome. Get to Derailed Commodity for huge savings during their yellow tag inventory clearance sale. Renew the look of your home with steep discounts on all in-stock carpet, vinyl, hardwood, ceramic tile, and luxury vinyl tile flooring. Even in-stock furniture is on sale. Kick off your fall with new flooring and furniture during the yellow tag inventory clearance sale at Derailed Commodity with locations in Joplin, Butler, and Fayette, Missouri, as well as Independence and Brazelton, Kansas.
Whisper a phrase into a person's ear, then pass it on. to a group of people. Notice how the message changes by the time the last person hears it? In business, consider word of mouth in the same light. What people say may turn into something different than you would like it to be. It cannot be controlled. That's why Norris Advertising provides proven ad solutions through radio, billboards, and print, allowing your message to be controlled by the person that knows your business best. You. Norris Advertising, a proud sponsor of Trojan Athletics.
Peony Dental is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. Chris Peony DDS offers exceptional dentistry for all ages and a friendly atmosphere. In fact, Chris Peony has been caring for smiles since 1993. No wonder so many Trojan fans look so good. Peony Dental offers preventative care, Invisalign, whitening, bridges, crowns, and more. Stop by today and ask about the all-new CEREC dental system, offering same-day crowns, start to finish, right there in the office. To learn more, visit them at 106 South Ozark in Girard or go online to peonydental.com.
This is Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
Welcome back to the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show here on Girard Sports Live. BJ Harris along with you as we sit down to talk with the head football coach of the Girard Trojans, Neil Philpott. And Coach, a tough game, another loss in district there against Prairie View, and another one of those games you probably went back and watched film and thought, darn it, if we put together a little bit better game, we're going to have a chance to win it. Those two losses in your district seem to be those types of games where you got to feel like if you played that team again, you'd have a shot to win it.
Yeah, we played probably our best defensive game all year. I don't know if we really got off to a slow start as we did against Burlington. I mean, it looked that way on offense for sure. They did some really good things, stopping what we tried to do, and we struggled to make some adjustments. That's why that the offense struggled. But our defense overall I thought they played very, very well. And it's sometimes tough. I told our guys after the game, it's tough to take that as a consolation prize, right. Somebody tell you played well and you still lost in a game like that. But our kids fought. Our kids played right up to the very end, and we did some really good things on defense and saw some strides in the right way. It just wasn't enough to get it done.
As you look at your offense and try to figure out what exactly you need to do to be more consistently there, what's a few things that you kind of pointed at and have been working on this week?
No, we got to be a little bit more balanced. Play calling could be a little bit better as far as doing some of that, but we got to execute. Quarterback play's got to be a little bit better. We got to take care of the ball. Offensive line has got to, that some of the quarterback play was on the offensive line a little bit at times, clouding up reads and doing some of the things that just not necessarily they weren't being physical, but just not doing their assignments exactly like we talked with the technique we've been teaching. And part of that is some of the stuff they were doing was causing us a little confusion of where they had been lined up and where we thought they might be. And everybody's got to be a little bit better on the offensive side. The back's got to see the hole and know where to aim. And that was a little bit on them. And so it was a community effort there, not being very efficient on the offensive side of the ball.
You look at this team, and we talked a lot about it early in the season about how this is a group of seniors who have been together a bunch and have played a ton, and many of them started as sophomores, and now here they are in their senior season. Obviously, a couple of losses here recently, not exactly like they want to. What has been their message? Have they this gets to the point in the season where it's a war of attrition. I mean, you got to really mentally dig deep, certainly if things aren't going your way. Do you feel like you've got the kids, and have they started to kind of recognize the situation?
Yeah, we talked about this week. It's playoff. It's playoff mentality right now for us. We've got to win the next couple of weeks to be in a position where we feel good enough to be in the playoffs. And a team can get hot and just kind of get it on a roll. And we've shown where we can be good on offense and we can be good on defense. We just got to do it all at the same time. Mm-hmm. Focus that way and understand what's at stake here and the intensity level has to go up and preparation's got to go up a little bit and execution during the game. And so, all those things we've talked. You'd like to think that I think some of our kids get it. Some of the kids, the seniors get it. And sometimes it's, you want them to see it. The ones that don't, you got to help them out, see that it's right there in front of you. And you want to make sure you're prepared for it and not looking back on what could I have done.
Well, you mentioned the playoff mentality you got to be in, still in district play here, and you're on the road for your final road game of the regular season as you head up to Iola to take on the Mustangs. And people may look and see, Iola whipped up on a team that whipped up on you, but what a difference one kid can make. Certainly when the North State kid from Burlington carried it almost 40 times against you, he's out, and that made a difference for Burlington as they get beat by Iola. Now it's kind of game on across the district. What do you know of the Mustangs? What did they do last week that got them the win? win, and what do they do to scare you a little bit?
They do some good things, and you look back a year ago against us, they were able to really put some drives together and just not put points on the board. We got on the red zone and were able to tighten things down a little bit, or they might make a mistake here and there and set them behind the chains, but they're a team that likes to grind it out. They run a little triple option, midline option, outside veer. They do a good job of it. Their quarterback's a junior. He played against us last year. He's pretty crafty. Does a good job in their scheme of things. And, they've got some couple big offensive linemen they get behind, and they can make it a long day for you if you let them get going. Against Burlington, Burlington, like you said, and you mentioned, they don't necessarily look like themselves. A little out of sorts maybe, but part of that had to do with what Iowa was doing. They're a good quality team. They're in the same boat we are. They need to win, and I'm sure they'll be prepared for us, and we've got to come out and execute and play well.
Coach, we appreciate your time as always, and good luck against the Mustangs.
All right, thank you.
Hey, Coach of the Girard Trojans, Neil Philpott, joining us here on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show. We'll step away, take a quick break. Still to come, got your starting lineups, keys to the game, opening kickoff from Iola Trojans Mustangs tonight on Girard Sports Live.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan Instant Issue Mascot Debit Card. While you're there, be sure to ask about My Mobile Money and mobile banking, Guardian Secure Checking, and People Pay. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. Community National Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Girard Schools. Go Trojans!
If you're in the market to buy or sell a house, land, or commercial space, look no further than Lehman Realty. Locally owned and operated, Jason Lehman and his staff are ready to meet the needs of every client. When it comes to your listing, you can trust that Lehman Realty will take the time to get to know you and your property. Lehman Realty is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Learn more at www.lehmanrealty.net. or call Jason at 620-724-8020.
Chicken Annie's Girard is a proud supporter of Trojan Athletics. Chicken Annie's of Girard serves up the area's best fried chicken and a whole lot more. Check out their weekly specials like chicken and noodles on Wednesdays, Thursday nights kids nights, and Friday boneless wings. Oh, and don't forget about those delicious homemade pies. Stop in or enjoy their mouth-watering favorites at home with carry-out and catering available. Chicken Annie's Girard, continuing a Southeast Kansas tradition. Learn more at chickenanniesgirard.com or call 620-724-4090.
McClellan Sanitation is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. McClellan Sanitation is also proud to have been serving Girard and the surrounding area for decades. McClellan Sanitation offers residential, commercial, and roll-off services. As a locally owned and operated company, owners Dave and Candy McClellan and their employees are dedicated to providing the highest quality customer service. To learn more, call McClellan Sanitation at 620-724-8486. McClellan Sanitation wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck this season.
This is Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
Coin toss going on out here. It's fake. They've already done it, but they go out there and they do it anyways. And so that's going on here out at center court, the center field rather. It's still, it feels like basketball season to me outside, but the Trojans are going to take the football as Iola won the toss, elected to defer. Take a look at your starting lineup. Starting lineups brought to you by our friends at the Jagged Edge. The Trojans will start this game in style, but nowhere near the level of style you'll find at the Jagged Edge. Stylists Carla Sands, Robin Hawkins, or Eva Vietti will have you looking your best for your next big game. Make an appointment soon by calling 620-724-7500. Look at that Trojan defense. Offense will start this ball game, but we'll look at that Trojan defense first. Derby McReynolds at corner. Caden Lolleman, 5'8", 172-pound sophomore. Wes J. at the strong safety spot. Evan Troike at the free safety spot. Creed Curran holding down the other corner spot. Another linebacker, Colton Kirby and Chandler Humble. And then up front for those guys, Chase Bryant and Joseph Dixon, the tackles, defensive ends, and are D. Weidman and Carter Doherty. Starting lineup for the Iola Mustangs. At running back, it'll be Isaac Batters. A wingback is Zane Whitney, a junior. Kaysen Barker will play in there as well. Wingback is Elijah Ludke. And quarterback Kane Rogers will be in there. Good-looking kid for them. He played well last year. And then the... Uh-oh. That seems silly.
Once again, Iola will kick. To start the game tonight, lining up the kick for the Mustangs will be Matthew Carr, number 67. Back deep for the Trojans.
Get that off the field, off the screen. We know what the starters are. That's good. Let's take a look at your opening kickoff. Opening kickoff brought to you by our friends at Larrett Ceramics, 503 West Maple in Girard. Stop by Larrett Ceramics for great gift ideas and supplies. Get creative when it comes to gift buying and give your friends and family a beautiful ceramic piece, or maybe even sign up for classes. Larrett Ceramics. Call 620-724-8442. And it'll be a squib kick, going to be fielded short, and center return coming this way. And then bottled up and brought down, hard hit there. That across the 30 to the 35-yard line, and we will start there. Will the Trojans the Trojans will have the football just across the 30 up to the 35. Dale, the offense is key. When the Trojans have won games, they have averaged over 28 points per game, and whenever they have lost, they've only averaged a little over 6 points per ball game. And so they're going to need to sorry, I messed that up. And so now the Trojans will start there. Turn handoff off the right side for Humble, and Chandler going to rumble forward for a gain of about 4 yards. Maybe 3 yards on that carry. And Chandler last week did a nice job for the Trojans when he got the ball. I don't think he got it early enough and often enough. He's a guy you need to get him the ball in his hands early on, and he can really wear down a defense. It's a gain of 3 on the play. And it will be a 2nd down and 7. Humble the fullback. Tailback's Current. Turn, handoff to the big fella again. Rumbling forward. You said it on the way over here. He runs hard, and there's a good example of it. Across the 40, up near the 42-yard line, and a quick hitter there again for the fullback.
BJ, I walked out on that field earlier, and it is wet, and it is soggy, and just walking out across there, my sneakers are completely wet, socks are wet. I think we need a heavy dose of Humble tonight and just start off the game, make a sustained drive, and see where we go from there.
Well, 3-yard gain, and then turn around and get another, 3, maybe 4-yard gain. And so now just like that, it's 3rd down and 2. Here for the Trojans. Pistol set. Norris turn around for a hard, quick hitter. Hand hit, and not going to get it. Nice play there defensively. Humble gained a yard, but he needed about 2.5 to get it. And well played. Big fella up front for the Mustangs. Big number 77 in there. Nick Zimmerman coming in to make the play for Iola to bring up 4th down. Trojans have a decision here. At the 45-yard line, you got to like your chance to be able to get 1 yard. And we will see if they can do it. This could be an early momentum shifter if they do not.
Just got to sustain the blocks right here. Just going to be a quick hitter, hopefully. Ooh, he's back out of the pistol.
And 1 yard to go. Got a hard count. They'll do it. Mishandled. Humble's going to have the 1st down. It was a gutsy play, and I don't like it either. I can tell by the way you said it. You go to that pistol. You got 1 yard, but you snap it in the opposite direction of that 1 yard, 4 yards first, and then turn around. But luckily, a good head of steam, a 5-yard gain for Humble, and he's had all 4 carries so far, and it's a 1st down and 10 for the Trojans. 9:51 to play in this opening quarter, opening drive. Opening drive of this ball game here in district competition. Pistol set, 2 wide receivers, far side, 1 near side. Turn, hand up, no quarterback keeper. Norris picking his way forward. He drags defenders. He's got more than 10. What a run there by Ty Norris all the way up across the 40, up near the 40, 39-yard line. That's a gain of 11 for Ty Norris.
Great run in there by Norris, and the offensive line made the hole, faked the pitch out to Humble, turned it upfield, got upfield quick. Good job.
9:24 in counting here now. Trojans marching inside the 40-yard line up to the 39. Pistol set. Here's Norris. Turn, handoff to the big fella again. Humble trying to pick outside. He does. He's got some scoots. Across the 35. He drops his shoulder up to the 25. Knocked into bounds at the 22 or 23. And the 24-yard line is where they'll put him out. What a great run again by Chandler Humble. That's a gain of 15 yards for Humble. And the Trojans on the ground are just chunking things now. A good run this time on the outside for Humble.
Humble's deceive. He's a great big kid. He's muscular, but he's got some wheels.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Up to the 24-yard line here with 9 minutes to play in this first quarter opening drive. Turn, Handoff, Humble up the middle. And not going to be much. Chance to take a look at our keys to the game. Keys to the game, as always, brought to you by
About 2-yard gain brings up 2nd down and 8.
our good friends at the Bender on 7. Key to satisfying your appetite is to stop at the Bender on 7. Bender's quickly become a Girard favorite with great daily specials. Tonight, get to the Bender, watch the game. They've got it on right there. We thank you guys. And check out the patio. A little cool here tonight, but the Friday night steak tip special is always great. Bender on 7. Dine in, call for a pickup. Tossed out there to Humble and nearly dropped it. He'll be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Blow the whistle. As his forward progress was stopped. But you can call in and get those steak tips, 620-724-4860. Dale, Trojans looking at a 3rd and long, but the key to the game, got to run the football. So far, they've done it.
Got to run the football and hang on to it. It's going to be a wet field tonight. The ball's going to be slick. Tuck it in and go.
But now you've got to overcome. This has been a problem for the Trojans all season long, as they have not been able to finish drives. And they're looking at it again here, just shy of the 20-yard line at the 22 on a 3rd and 8. This is 2-down territory. Empty backfield. Throw it over the middle. Caught. And going to be close to a 1st down. Will be spun there. We'll see where the mark. They're going to be forward progress. Completed up to, I believe, Evan Troike. And
say he's going to be short.
Yeah, I don't think forward progress got up there. I think it's Colton Kirby, actually, is who made that catch for the Trojans. First pass of the ball game's a 9-yard pickup, bring up a 4th and short, and a big play already here in the early going of this one.
This will be the 2nd, 4th down that we go for it here.
They got to at this point at the 15-yard line. Need to get just beyond the 15. It is a very short. He'll get up under center, Will Norris. There is a man over the ball. Turn, handoff. Curran's got to follow his block. He's got the 1st down. He just got across. It'll depend on this near side spot. We'll see, though. It's going to be close. He did skip over and get behind the blocking fullback, Chandler Humble. Creed's first carry on a 4th and short, and it will mark it just across the 15. I think they're going to pull out the chains. Not a real favorable spot. I thought maybe he got up in there a little bit further.
Boy, leaning forward, his feet were on the line. Got to believe the ball was past the line, and they set it right on the line.
Yeah, it's just a little bit beyond that 15-yard line. I think it's going to be long enough, but we'll go down to our sideline. No, we don't have a sideline. Oh, it's going to be short. They'll pull it, and it's just short. That spot mattered. And he's about a 1.5 foot short, and a turnover on downs. Trojans once again. A squandered drive. That was a good one, too, for the Trojans as it went 10 plays. And they marched it all the way from their own 35-yard line down into the 15. And turn it over on downs here with 6:47 to play in this first quarter. Iola will get their chance at it now, as they will take over at their own 15-yard line with 6:47. Quarterback will send it on their full house backfield. Guys kind of in a line back there. Ball's loose on the ground, and they'll jump back on it. It's going to be a loss of about 6 on the play, all the way back inside the 6-yard line, or the 10-yard line to the 9. And they try to turn that around, and they go 3 guys in the backfield, basically. It's kind of a wing tee look to things. And they fumble on the first play and a loss of 6 yards. We'll bring up a 2nd down at about 16 here for the Mustangs. They've got to try to overcome that. Trojans, again, you mentioned it is in our open that the Trojan defense really played a nice ball game last week against Prairie View to hold that team to just 14 points, but ended up not being enough. Trojans flip their defense to the strong side. It's over this. They'll send a guy in motion. Turn now, handoff up the middle. Not much there. Good job on the defense of line. As Kason Barker is the quarterback, and he turns around and hands that one off, but nothing doing. Maybe a yard and a half, and Trojan at the point of attack doing pretty good.
Carter Doherty came right down the line from his defensive end spot, made it seal in, made the tackle. Linebackers there to help. Great job, defense.
Officially, we'll give him a 2-yard pickup on the play to bring up a 3rd down and 13. Wide receiver far side, one near side. Wing back is Zane Whitney. One man in the backfield. Barker going to throw it, lets it fly over the hands of his receiver. Incomplete in a punting situation. The Trojans get a stop here. Well, if you're not going to complete the drive like they did, you've got to at least stiffen, and they do. An early fumble stalls the drive for the Mustangs, and they'll punt it away here. Might think about bringing a little pressure if you're the Trojans.
Boy, being a long snapper in the past, these wet fields are hard. You can't get a good grip. You can't get a good spiral. I'd bring some pressure too.
They're going to have everybody at the line of scrimmage. They will bring a little bit, and it's going to be close. Not going to get it to the near side. Trojans still will have very good field position inside Mustang territory as that ball will go down to the Iola 44-yard line.
At the 44-yard line.
Here with 5:21 to play in this opening quarter. Well, the Trojans did what they wanted to do. On that first drive, they ran it 9 of their 10 plays, and Chandler Humble in those had 7 of those 9 runs in those 10 plays. Nothing to show for it, but they all have excellent field position here with the ball at the 44-yard line, moving from right to left here with 5:21 to go in this first quarter. No score so far here from Iola. Again, a brisk night, 50 degrees, the high at kickoff. Some low clouds. 2 wide receivers far side. Norris, turn, another strong run up the middle there for Humble. Not much there. He had some initial contact, and Chandler does good with that first contact, but he is most dangerous when he can get to the next level, and that's when he can really bust some plays. That's just going to be a gain of 1 on the play to bring up a 2nd down and 2.
Trojan offensive line's had a little trouble with their Iola's big man up front. We've got to lock on them and stay on them. We're standing them up, but we're just letting them go by afterwards.
Yeah, those guys up front, we mentioned 67, Matt Carr. And 77 on the near side, even bigger. Nick Zimmerman, those guys have been pretty good players, and they don't give heights or weights, but they're big. Turn, handoff, Humble. And he's going to get a gain of about 2 on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 7 here for the Trojans. And the Trojans will have to overcome this. Again, I think you're in 2-down territory at this point. I don't think you punt it away here on the short field. And you want to keep things moving forward. They'll run in the play from Norris. Shirtano will split to the far side. Kern will be in the slot, and Harrison will split to that far side, trips to the far side. Trokey, the lone man to the near side. They're manned up with him here on this near side as well. And it's going to be a penalty flag. It's going to be against Iola, I believe.
Nope,
against the Trojans. Legal procedure. And that'll back
penalty
them
on
up
the
5. The other thing the Trojans, I think, improved on a little bit last week was
that's a 5-yard penalty.
Those mental mistakes like that. Now, I had some weird penalties called in that game.
They're down to 12 for the Trojans.
Dale, I was talking to the white hat out there, Gary Davis, as he came up here to talk to the scores. Terrifying for a broadcaster. He's like, we go back and watch these games, and we listen to them. But he goes, we don't just watch them, we listen to them. And a guy like me that picks on them every once in a while, I don't like to hear that. 1 wide receiver far side, 2 to the near side. Straight drop, mishandled. Norris, he'll pump it. Now let it fly. He's got Troikey on the sideline. Does he make the catch? No. That 1 foot bounced over. Good call there by the official.
Made out of bounds.
He caught it. And he had a foot down, but he just got it and had to kind of take that last step just to get to the ball.
Once again, incomplete.
And it brings him a 4th down. Now it is a punting situation.
Norris was having trouble getting a hold of the ball. The snap was there, but he had to spin the ball twice, and that pump fake just didn't have the good enough grip on the ball.
So Caden Lallman will come on to punt it away. Here for the Trojans, he'll stand at his own 40. Back to receive is Hunter Middlemeyer, along with number 3, Zane Whitney.
For the Mustangs.
Excuse me, not Whittemeyer, it's Dominic Ellis. Short, and these guys are driving me crazy. We were just talking about this on the way up here. Let that ball roll. That was going to come down and probably roll. Well, now it's a wet field. It's probably not going to roll a ton, but it hits and goes straight up in the air, and then it's going to take off a 20-yard line, though. Still the Trojans flip it a little bit. Iola will have it. 1st and 10 at their own 20. Here with 3:26 to play in this opening quarter. Defense is being strong so far here on a soggy field in Iola. Send a man in motion. Toss it. Penalty flag comes. It's going to be a gain of a couple there on the run as they hand it off to Isaac Batters.
Tackled by Lallman. There is a
gain of about 4, but a penalty flag will perhaps bring this one back. I'll let the play continue, but I think it's going to be a legal procedure again. Legal motion perhaps. Against Iola. And so that will be a 5-yard penalty. And back them up. It'll bring up a 1st down and 15. all the way back to the 15-yard line. 3:21 counting.
Motion on the Mustangs. 5-yard penalty brings up second down.
Second down, rather.
And 15.
Why that was second down?
Should be first down and 15.
It is first down.
First down and 15. Replay the down.
First down and 15. 3 men in the backfield. Under center. Turn, hand up the middle, and he'll have a nice gain for batters up near the 25-yard line. It'll be a gain of about 10. Maybe a gain of about 9 there for batters. Up just shy of the 25 to the 24-yard line. And so Isaac Batters.
Whitney on the carry. Turns his way up the middle.
Well, they're going to say Whitney.
3 yards.
No, it was 2. And they call him a gain of about 9 yards on that play. Just shy of the 25-yard line.
Second down and 7 for the Mustangs.
Barker under center. Turn, hand off. Trojans got to get a tackle. Good hard run. He'll drag a defender all the way up across the first down. Their first down of the ball game, and it's a run for Ludke. Ludke, big strong senior. Again, they've got all those guys packed in there. Ludke, Batters, and Whitney are the guys in the backfield behind the quarterback, Barker. And he moves at the chains and gets a first down. And it will give their first down of this ball game. Barker turn, hand off again. This time it's bottled up. Ball's loose. It might be Trojan football. Never really got into the hand of Batters. And I think it's going to be Trojan football. It is. Another turnover. The Trojans have been turnover-creating machines.
Recovered by Humble.
And Humble comes away with the fumble. You know how I love alliteration.
On the turnover. First and 10 for the Trojans.
That Trojan defense cost 4 turnovers last week.
Right there, Doherty comes right down the line, puts his helmet right on the ball. Wasn't in there tight anyways, like I talked about earlier. That ball's wet. You better hang on tight. Good job by Carter Doherty.
Now the Trojans need to take advantage of it. They've had very good field position each time they've had the football. An opportunity, this time at the 33 inside Iola territory. And we'll have a false start, and they'll have to start behind the 8 ball again.
Flag before the play.
Darn it.
Evan Troike took off a little early
on the Trojans
on that play, and so instead of first down and 10, it'll be second down, or first down and 15 for the Trojans. Minute 53 to play here in this first quarter. Girard Trojans and Iola Mustangs kind of filling each other out here in this opening stanza. First down and 15. Shirtano far side. Harrison split out. They're tied in behind the line of scrimmage there. One running back in behind Norris's Humble. Turn, hand off to Humble. He'll slide forward to get up to the 35-yard line. It'll be a gain of about
Humble takes it up the middle.
2 or 3 yards up to the 35.
Short gain. He's tackled by Knoblich.
3.
And Zimmerman.
And it'll bring up a second down and 12 now for the Trojans. It's not a huge push up front for the Trojan offensive line for Humble. Humble will be the fullback. Kern will be back in at tailback. Troike will be the wide receiver near side. Shirtano far side. Tight end far side. Harrison. Norris. Turn. Handoff. Curran trying to pick his way. Still on his feet. Dragging a defender forward. Nice hard run there by Creed up to the 30-yard line.
Curran.
It'll be a gain of about 4 yards, just shy of the 30 for Creed Curran.
Yards, tackled by McGraw.
And it will bring up a third down and manageable here for the Trojans. About third down and 8 here with under a minute to play now in this first quarter.
So far, the Trojans haven't been able to get anything going inside the tackles. Everything we've gained on has been outside the tackle. I look for us maybe to run a sweep here or maybe target Troike.
Well, we talked about the big fellas inside. That's one way to take advantage of them is just run away from them. 5 wide. Norris scrambling now, and he runs right into the waiting arms of the big fella. As he runs right into a play there by Matt Carr.
Several Mustangs there.
And on 5 wide, Trojans unable to get the ball loose.
Fourth down and long for the Trojans.
And they bring up a fourth down and about 12. Here back to the 35-yard line. Trojans are going nowhere. This offense has just been anemic here over the last ball game and a half, and they'll wait and let the time run down. That'll be the final play of this first quarter as the Trojans and Mustangs knotted up in a good one here so far in the early going of this one. Trojans right now.
That's the end of the first quarter. After 1 quarter of play tonight,
are tied up with the Iola Mustangs.
0-0. Trojans
Talk
and
about it
Mustangs.
next when we return after the first quarter on Girard Sports Line.
Girard National Bank is now GN Bank. Family owned and operated, GN Bank has been providing customers with the highest quality of financial services in a friendly and personal way for over 100 years. Whether you have personal, business, or agricultural needs, GN Bank is big enough to handle all of your banking needs, yet small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank. GN Bank, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Learn more at gn-bank.com.
For over 80 years, Evans Motors has provided some of the best handshakes in the four-state area. No matter what type of handshake a situation calls for, Evans Motors will guide the hand into its proper position with the correct amount of pressure. Risky handshakes, classic handshakes, or something in between, Nate and Eddie have an arsenal of shakes, roughly umpteen. So the next time you want an optimal handshake, come to Evans Motors in Pittsburgh.
Ethan Collins, Wyatt Westervelt, Jake Scahan, Cody
Back out here at Riverside Park Memorial Stadium, the Girard Trojans and Iola Mustangs knotted up at
Jack White and Gage Scheidmeyer. Congratulations, Ponies.
Why does that do that? Trojans going to punt it away. And it's going to be kept. Nope, it's going to go into the end zone for a touchback.
Nice punt.
Caden Lallman punts another one away.
Into the end zone.
And so Iola,
36-yard punt.
first play of the
touchback. First and 10 Mustangs.
second quarter, the Trojans punted away. And Iola will start at their own 20-yard line here with 11:52 to play in this first half. And the Trojans up front defensively are doing their job. They've so far stifled the Mustangs. Trojans offensively just haven't been able to do much, and that's why we sit here with a 0-0 score in the first quarter. Mustangs with it. Quarterback Barker will get under center. Turn, handoff, trying to catch outside batters up near the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play.
Works his way through the middle
and
to
it'll
the
bring up a
left
second
side.
down and 5 for the
6 yards, 5 yards.
Mustangs. Bring up second down and 5.
Tackle by number 15, Jay Hay, for the Trojans.
They just have so many dudes they can
Second
hand the
down
ball
and 5
off to. It'll make a guy pretty
for
confused.
Right, it's assignment football.
Second down and a short 5. Turn, handoff. This time hit hard right down the line of scrimmage. And that's
Lefty
Carter
on
Doherty. Rather D. Weidman. We talked a lot about D last week. Probably had his best ball game as a Trojan.
D did for a young sophomore.
On the
Might as well by
tackle
now
for the
call him
Trojans, brings up
a
third
junior
down and
because
2
he's got a lot
for
of
the
playing time.
Mustangs.
He's got some good feet to him. Good, strong build man.
And you just got to squeeze from that DN spot. It'll be a gain officially of about 2, maybe 3. It'll bring up a third down and 2. Trojans need to stop here. One wide receiver to the far side. And then a wing to each side, and running back is Batters behind the quarterback Barker. And they try a hard count. Trojans jump, but don't jump across the line of scrimmage. And so they'll get back. Turn, handoff. And he'll have enough for the first down. He gets across the 30-yard line on the run by Batters. He needed 2. He got about 3.
Looks like
and they'll move the
first down
chains
before he's tackled by Hummel
across the 30
and Kirby on the
up
play.
to the 30.
It is a first down for the
maybe
Mustangs.
32-yard line.
First and 10 Iola from the 32-yard line.
And a fresh set of downs for the Iola Mustangs. Light breeze kind of out of the northeast, kind of right in our face. Not too bad. We're glad for that. If it was windy, it'd be cold in here. Front 4 there. Toss sweep near side. Batters trying to catch the edge. He's got some scoots. Pretty good little running back there as he's quick to the edge. Maybe caught the Trojans off guard a little bit because they had ran between the tackles so much. Sometimes the outside opens up, and that was the case there.
Yeah, defensive end just got hooked inside, didn't get an outside arm free, and that leaves it up to the outside linebacker and the free safety.
Brings up a second down and 3 here
Ball
for
just across the 38-yard line. Second down and 3 for the Mustangs.
Mustangs. Shy of the 40-yard line, off ball at the 39. Barker will settle under center, that big offensive line. Turn, going to keep it himself, bounce outside. Now he'll pitch it. Ball's nearly thrown away, and it's going to be a loss on the play as he kicks it out to Whitney. And that was a survival pitch there by the quarterback, Barker.
It was perfectly defended there by Carter Doherty. Wrapped up the quarterback at the last second. The quarterback snapped it or kicked it out there. Nice job by the Trojans defense.
Third down and 5 for the Mustangs.
Third down and 5 now for Iola. 9:05 to play in this first half. Barker under center. He'll send batters in motion. Outside giving chase. Trojans going to trip him up in. Can he make the tackle? It's Creed Kern on that far side coming up and making the play. Nice job by Creed from that corner spot and limiting for maybe a gain of 1, but it'll be not enough, and the Trojans force another punt.
Nicely done by the Trojans. D. Weidman again right there. Didn't quite get the outside arm, but boy, he slowed him down and got a paw on him.
4th and 4. Venture back deep to punt for the
Trojans
Mustangs.
going to force a punt here for Iola. Watch that fake. They'll snap it back. He'll get a foot into it. Not a bad punt. Troike back to field it at the 30. Near side return. Needs a couple blocks. He gets one. He's across the 50. He's an open running field. Got to make one guy miss the punter. At the 35-30, down the sidelines he goes. At the 20, the 15, the 5. Touchdown! Trojans! Evan Troike, 70 yards on the punt return. And the Trojans strike first, this time with special teams.
You know, right there is the first time they've got the ball to Troike on their kickoff. They kicked it on the ground, a squib kick to keep it away from Troike. That's what that young man can do.
Yeah, it would look pretty open. They kicked it to him, and the return was set off on that side, but he ran this way, and it was just speed. Getting to the edge, you had to make the punter miss, and a 70-yard touchdown run by Evan Troike on the punt return. And the Trojans are going to come on to kick the point after attempt.
Boatman to attempt the point after.
And Wade Boatman will kick this one. Norris to hold, snaps back, good hold, good kick is on the way. And it is good. The Trojans even get a PAT. Trojans lead at 7-0 on a 70-yard punt return by Evan Troike. And the Trojans have their first lead of the ball game. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Girard Sports Live.
Farm Bureau is proud to support Girard High School student athletes. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their #1 goal is to make insurance simple. Agents Judd Sasho, Lori Johnson, and Lisa Sasho take pride in educating their clients and members so they are able to make the best decisions. There's a lot of information out there, and at Farm Bureau, they can explain it in a way that relates to you so you can apply it to your life, family, farm, and future. To learn more, contact Judd, Lori, or Lisa at 620-724-4213. Go Trojans!
Well, the Girard Trojans offense has been stymied so far here in this ball game, but you got to get points where you can. The Trojans get a good stop. Remember, on that drive, it was 2nd down and 3, and the Trojans got 2 stops to force a punt. They kick it to Evan Troike on the far side. He brings it to the near side and takes it 70 yards to the house. Point after attempt was good by Wade Boatman, and the Trojans lead at 7-0 here over the Iola Mustangs.
Everybody on your feet for the kickoff.
And
batters and Barker back deep to receive for the Mustangs.
Wade Boatman will kick it away here from the 40. End over end kick. Barker will come up and field it at the 20-yard line. He'll go far side return. Coming up, knocked him off his pins. I didn't even have to see the number. Derby McReynolds. There's only a couple of guys that run like that. They're that long and lean. And he comes flying in like a missile and makes that tackle. Just shy of the 25-yard line, I believe, is where they'll mark that down. And that's where Iola will take over on this offensive drive. Iola's done some positive things. They just haven't been on the sustained drives.
How big is special teams, BJ?
So far, huge. 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Moving from right to left. One wide receiver will come to the near side. It's Kane Rogers. Onto the far side. Barker will be under center of the full house backfield. We'll send a man in motion. Turn, handoff coming to the near side and brought down. It's D. Weidman again. They're trying to run to the weak side, and guess what? The weak side is quickly becoming the strong side for D. Weidman, who has just grown up tremendously in the last 2 weeks, and he squeezed hard on that one.
He did. He did his job. Guy was trying to get him to push outside. He stood his ground, outside shoulder. Ball comes underneath, crash it down. Great job.
Officially, we'll give him 1 yard on the carry. 7:39 to go first half. Trojans lead at 7-0. Iola back with it here. 2nd down and 9. One to the far side, to the near side. Barker, turn, handoff other way. And it's going to be a good gain there for Iola, still going forward.
Lefty fighting forward for yards. Picks up a nice gain on second down.
Second down would be a gain of about 5 on the play to bring up a third
Tackle
down and
by
4.
Lallman. The Trojans.
Trojans had a missed tackle
Third down
there in the
and
backfield.
for the Mustangs.
Had him stood up and just slid off.
That was Ludke on the carry. And it will bring up a third down and 4. Trojans get a stop here, get the ball back. They'd like to get something going offensively just to get a little bit of momentum with their offense. Trojans will flip those D-lines, flip their entire defense to the strength. Strength is to the guys this way. They'll run it, toss sweep coming out. Pressure was there. They get him spin back inside. It's brought down. A loss on the play. Trojans swarming. Again, got in there to cause a little disruption on the pitch. And then the batters had nowhere to go with it. Lost a couple yards.
That's right.
D. Weidman sat there at his defensive end. He takes first across. Great job.
Troy back deep.
Which the conversation was, don't kick it to 19. Snaps back, try to kick it away, and he'll shank it, nearly blocked. Maybe he did get a block on it, but they hit the punter. And they're going to get a free set of downs here. Will Iola, the punter, by the way, is number 32. That's Peter Venter.
49-yard line.
The junior kicker took a shot. Trojans brought some pressure. I think they got to the ball, but didn't matter. Penalty flag will sit there. And Trojan defense will probably have to come back out on the field. I don't know if they've got a running into penalty in high school. But we will see what the call is here from the official. It is running into the kicker, so it's a 5-yard penalty, and it'll stay 4th down. So if it's a personal foul, it's going to be an automatic first down. It'll stay 4th down because they were at 4th and about 6, so it'll be 4th and about 1.
Rather than personal foul,
it'll be 4th and 1 when they put this ball down.
Which is a 5-yard penalty.
And so 6:09 to play. We'll see what the Mustangs will do.
After the penalty.
On them, I run the punter back out there and kick it again. You don't want to give the ball away. You're in a short field. They're shy of the 35. Ball sits at the 33-yard line.
I think they're going to go for it, BJ.
Well, that's a mistake. I said it last week in Prairie View about got it when they decided not to kick a field goal to make it a 2-score game. And sometimes coaches tend to overthink things.
Time to man up.
We'll see if they do. They got that big offensive line. Maybe they get in there and run behind them. Trojans late to the party. Barker turnaround handoff, and it's going to be a first down. See? Go for it. That's what I said.
Batters on the carry. Picks up the first down for the Mustangs.
He needed 1. He got 5. On the run by Batters. He's been their workhorse so far.
Weidman and short. Combined to make the tackle.
And it's going to be just shy of the 40-yard line up to the 39. It'll be first down and 10.
39-yard line.
5:33 and counting in this first half already. This has been blazing speed so far. And the Mustangs are driving, probably put together one of their better drives. They get a little help on a running into the kicker and then convert on a 4th and 1. Barker under center. Turn. And a penalty flag off the whistle. It's going to be somebody going a little early, I think, with those wings, perhaps. And it's going to be offsides.
In the neutral zone.
The offense lined up beyond the football. That's a rare one. You don't see that very often.
First down and 15 for Iola.
And that'll back them up, make it first down and 15. That means you had to line up front. Maybe it could be a wide receiver maybe lined up one of those wings. Split out, and you had to check with the official, make sure, hey, am I good? Am I in front of the football? Am I not?
Yeah, am I on? Am I off? What do I got? And usually they'll tell them right then.
Under 5 minutes to play now here in this opening half of football. Wide receiver far side, 1 near side. Barker will send a man in motion. Turn, going to fake it a couple of guys. Now he'll try to kick it outside. Turns it up infield, and Trojans blocker out in front of him. But somebody comes underneath there and makes that play defensively for the Trojans. I think that's Carter Doherty coming home and giving chase maybe Joseph Dixon from a D-tackle spot as well.
7 yards.
Ends up getting some of the penalty yardage back.
Tackle there by Curran and Bryant of the Trojans. Second down and 8.
So on a quarterback keeper there for Barker. Picks up 7 yards and bring up a second down and 8 for Iola. That looked like it was going to be a big run because he had a blocker out in front of him. Creed Curran came down underneath the block and made a tackle. On hand up inside. Caden Lallman comes in there pushing back, and then help comes from his friends in there. Chase Bryant's the one that blew that up initially because he flat got after it. Right off the snap, he was pushing on there. They're going to give him forward progress across the 41
on the tackle.
up to the 42.
They're down in 7.
Then Chandler Humble cleaned it up.
Great hit in there by Chase Bryant, and then, like you said, Bryant stood him up, and Humble just took him running backwards. So great job by the defense. We'll see if we can stand here.
They give him 2 yards on the play to bring up a 3rd down and 7. Give him 1 yard on the play. They to bring up a 3rd down and 7. 3:31 and counting in this first half. Marker under center. Send a man in motion. That's Whitney. Straight drop. Look to pass. Throws it over the middle. Trojans make the interception. An easy one for Evan Troike. He'll try to make one guy miss. Ooh, he made some guy miss big time, and he'll return it back all the way to the 45-yard line.
Official.
An interception return
Matthew
there.
Carr takes
And
Troike down after the interception.
somebody got in the way.
About a
In
10-yard
stripes.
return. Turnover. First
That
and
was
10
intended for one of those
Trojans
wings,
from the
Ledke, I
Mustang
believe.
46-yard line.
And it's going to be an interception by Evan Troike. And the Trojans' second turnover of this ball game, caused turnover, forced turnover of this ball game. They had a fumble, had a short field, couldn't do anything with it. Now they get a turnover with 3:17, all 3 timeouts as well. And the Trojans are going to have excellent field position at the 46. Just not a very good throw.
No, kind of floated up there, and Troike it was ripe for the picking.
Officials shake those cobwebs loose. I didn't see they get credit with the tackle.
Troike juked once. The guy flew by, and the official was standing right behind Troike and just leveled him.
He bounces up.
Tough old
That'll
bird.
be tough there. 46-yard line is where the Trojans will start this one. Make it pay right now. Take advantage of this one. 2 wide receivers near side. Norris, turn, hand over. Second guy through is Curran, and not much there. Is he lucky to maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a run. Gain of 1. They'll bring up a
tackle after the gain of 1 yard.
Second down and
Second
a long,
down
long
and
9.
Our interior line is just not handling their D tackles at all.
They're big guys inside there. And then they got the D in on the near side that's a running back batters, not a real big guy. Kind of walked up as more of a stand-up linebacker spot. Norris lost it, scored it right through him. Now he'll try to scramble. He'll need to make something happen, and he can't. Batters gets a hold of him, and all the way back inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. That's going to be a loss of about 16 yards on the fumble. That one hit him in the hands and just scored it through.
Yeah, good snap by Boatman. Looks like timeout's going to be called.
13-yard loss on the play. Timeout, Iola.
Mustangs want to save some time for themselves if they can, so we'll take a quick timeout. 2:36 to play here in the first half. Trojans lead by 7. We're back at 30. You're watching it on Girard Sports Live.
Hydrix, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Samsung savings. Leave notes, sync calendars, and display your photos on the new Samsung Family Hub refrigerator. Plus, get free same-day delivery. Why shop for appliances where the motto is do it yourself when you can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day?
The only thing better than our price is our service. Hydrix, Fort Scott, and Girard.
.236 to play here in the first half. The GN Bank halftime show coming your way in just a little bit. We'll have your halftime look at the numbers. We'll have your Kennard Eye Care eye on the game. It's been a rapid moving first half so far here, Dale, and Trojans have the momentum, but now having to overcome a long 3rd down play.
Yeah, the snap by Bowman was a good snap. Just it's a wet field, wet ball.
41-yard line of the Trojans.
We have
They're
some weapons out there for big plays options here, so let's see what we go on.
Yep. Throw it down the field. They can move in a hurry. Trojans last week took over the ball with under a minute to play and moved it from their own 20 all the way down to the 10, but can they do it here? Humble will be in there just to the right of Norris. Now wide receiver will step up there, send a man in motion, fake the handoff to him. No, they do give it up to him, and they were waiting for that one.
Tackle in the backfield.
Nothing doing. Handed off on the end around, trying to get it to Troike. Get it in his hands in another way, and they stayed home on that one. And I don't mind that. You coach a timeout taken by Iola, their second.
Short loss. Brings up 4th down
and
and
it will
timeout, Iola.
Bring up a 4th down at about 25. They end up losing 2 more yards on it.
Boy, there's no reason a D tackle makes that tackle on Troike out here at the numbers. We've got to stay home. We've got to lock on, and nothing else cut him.
Yeah, one thing you got to do on that end around is there just can't be any penetration. It's kind of like trap. On trap, you can't have the penetration. Otherwise, it'll blow it up every time. That time, it certainly can't have it. You want to try to get him to the edge is what you're trying to do. You've got wide receivers over here to seal it, and if he gets it. Now, I don't mind it not running it, because if you do and you throw it in, you pass it, throw it incomplete, then they don't have to use that other timeout. But this way it keeps the clock running, and now Caden Lallman will have to come on and try to give him and flip the field a little bit. Whitney's the main one guy back to return this one. He stands just beyond his own 30. 2.5 minutes to play here in the opening half of football. Trojans lead it by 7 on a 70-yard punt return by Evan Troike. That's been it. Lallman, snap back to him, good one. He'll get a boot into it. He'll get a good kick. That's going to be Whitney. Whitney's going to be hit and brought down. Should be immediately by Creed Curran. Nope, Shirtano. Gage making a nice play in the special teams. And he caught that one. No return on it. Just shy of the 30-yard line. That's where the Mustangs will take over.
Shirtano's your long snapper. He's got that low number, so no one really looks for linemen downfield on that.
And so it will be
29-yard line for the Mustangs. First down and 10.
At their own
30-yard punt on the play.
29-yard line here with 2:21 to play in this first half. Well, the Trojans have the lead, but the momentum's yet to be determined, and Iola could take it into the locker room if they could put together a drive here. Somebody going to deliver some more cinnamon rolls? What you're looking for?
I kind of hope so. I mean, those chili dogs look pretty good.
They do. You think somebody's just going to hand it to us because they got the window open? Here we go. Turn, toss sweep. Nope, fake it on the end around. Going back up against the green, and somebody stayed home there. Trojans.
Ludke on the carry.
Ludke gets the carry against the green, and staying home on that other side was
Kirby.
West J. No, Colton Kirby coming up to make that 25-15, and it's a gain of 2 on the run by Ludke. Going to bring up a second down and 8 here with 2 minutes to play. Again, they've only got one timeout now remaining. One wide receiver near side, Rogers. Barker under center. 2 wings and a man in the backfield. And the left side of the line had a different message than the right side of the line did. Because they were all on cue.
False start on the Mustangs, 5-yard penalty.
It's one of those he starts listing off.
Second down and
False
13
start,
for the Mustangs.
11, 68, 77. That's all right. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty. He'll back him up, bring up a second down at about 13 here for maybe 12. Minute 44 and counting now. Time's going to start to become a little bit of an issue. Trojans have all 3 of their timeouts remaining, and Trojans may think about stopping it here if they get a stop here. And another false start. Near side, left side is having a hard time with snap count.
False start again on the Mustangs.
Yeah, that looked like the ball was going to go away there anyways. I'm not sure
for the
if he just didn't hear the snap count in the huddle, or good for the Trojans.
Minute 32 now. They backed it all the way up. It's second down and 18. Minute 31. They'll wind the clock again. Maybe it's just their creative way of running the clock out. Minute 21 and counting now. See if they get one off here. Barker. Toss sweep on the right side. Ball's loose. Ball's loose. Trojans might have it. They come sliding in there, do they?
Yes, they do.
And they do. The Trojans force the third turnover of the first half. Chandler Humble comes away with it, his second fumble recovery. And the Trojans are in business now. Well, that was not ideal for the Mustangs. And that wasn't really a caused fumble because they just put it on the turf. But another drive stalled for Iola and the Trojans. Knocking on the door, all 3 timeouts at minute 11. You've got full use of the playbook here with the ball sitting at the 19-yard line.
In the red zones, the Trojans have to take advantage of it. We have to put a drive together and put it in.
1:11 to play in this first half. Shotgun here for Norris. Turn, handoff to Humble. Makes a nice cut, and he's got rumbled all the way down to about the 10-yard line. It's going to be a gain of about 10 on first down and 10. And they're going to say it's going to be just shy.
Whitney,
gain of 9 on the run by Humble.
Brings up second down and 1 for Girard.
I thought he had the first down. They're going to say it's right at the 10-yard line. The ball started at the 19. He's down to the 10. Maybe just short. Turn, handoff, Humble again. He's got the first down, I believe.
Humble again on the carry.
It's going to be a gain of about a yard on the play. That's all he really needed. That'll stop the clock long enough to reset the chains.
And Whitney on the tackle.
38 seconds left, so as soon as the ball's set, we need to
Trojans have timeouts. I don't know why you need to be in a rush here.
First down, Girard.
They're going to wind the clock. The Trojans will have to take that timeout because they've got the ball set. It's first and goal. The thing about being first and goal is you don't have to take time to move the chains. And so they'll take a timeout. Trojans will. We'll see if they can get it into the end zone when we return. 38.3 seconds left to play in the first half. Trojans lead by 7 on Girard Sports Live.
The Producers Co-op Farm Store is committed to making your life easier by supplying you with the things you need for your farm and home. As always, the Producers Co-op Farm Store has a great selection of farm and ranch supplies, including pet supplies, ranch and corral building supplies and equipment, automatic waterers and feed bunks, tack, dog food, pet and animal health supplies, workwear, boots, and much, much more. Come in and check out the great deals on lots of new merchandise as well. Proudly serving Girard and the surrounding area, and proud to support the Girard Trojans.
This is Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
First down and goal from the 9. From the 9-yard line, Trojans got a couple cracks at it. They've got 3 timeouts remaining, I believe, here in this one. Now only 2 timeouts, as they called one a moment ago. And so they'll have a couple of opportunities here. That little crossing route with
First and goal for the Trojans.
Curran tends to be open at this point in the field. I'm sure they've seen that. 2 consecutive runs by Chandler Humble got him the first down. He's the man in the backfield. He'll flip Curran from right to left from a wing, turn, handoff to Humble. He'll drop his shoulder. He'll rumble forward. He's going to be a gain of about 4 yards on the play. It'll be up near the 5-yard line, and a first bring up a second down and goal from the 5. And pretty simple there, but now the Trojans will have to burn another timeout. We were trying to sort out the scenario of how things are going to go if all things work. Trojans win out. They're going to have a really good opportunity to be the number 2 seed in the district. Certainly a long way to go yet, just up by 7 here. When Osawatomie coming into town next week, Osawatomie's winless, so you got to like your chances there. But if they do end up as a number 2 seed, they would host a game, and it could be a bevy of guys. Caney, Parsons, or Frontenac all have opportunities to get to be the number 3 seed. And then if the Trojans end up number 3, they could play either Caney, Parsons, or Frontenac.
Right, it could go either way there. We're just looking at it 3-2, 2-3, and we need to for sure win 1 to make sure that we get into the playoff. Right. But we don't want to be that number 4 seed that goes down and sees Galena at home.
Yep, that is a fact. Well, the Trojans knocking on the door. Second down and goal from the 5-yard line here. 32 seconds to play in this first half. Norris rolling. There's that play. They'll go to the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans. He throws it to the back to Gage Shirtano into the end zone. And he was that same play I just called, but he went from the first level. They had Curran covered. They go to the second level, and there's Gage for the 5-yard touchdown catch.
Nice job by Gage Shirtano. Catches the ball with his hands, looks it in, and tucks it in for the touchdown.
A 5-yard pitch and catch. The Trojans take advantage of the fumble.
Boatman again.
And it's a rumble by Wade Boatman. Still on his feet. Takes about 14 guys. You can only have 11 on the field, 14 to take Wade down, but it's going to be no good on the point after attempt, and so the score will remain 13-0, 27.4 seconds to play. Come back and wrap up this first half when we return on Girard Sports Live.
Girard National Bank is now GN Bank. Family owned and operated, GN Bank has been providing customers with the highest quality of financial services in a friendly and personal way for over 100 years. Whether you have personal, business, or agricultural needs, GN Bank is big enough to handle all of your banking needs, yet small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank. GN Bank, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Learn more at gn-bank.com.
27.4 seconds to play in this first half. Trojans lead at 13-0. That's the first offensive score they've had tonight. The other one came on special teams on a nice long run by Evan Troike on a punt return. But they take advantage of a turnover. Trojans go 4 plays, 20 yards. And cap it off on a 5-yard touchdown pitch and catch from Norris to Shirtano.
Barker and batters back deep for the Mustangs. Everybody up.
27.4 seconds to play, and they'll PAT no good, and that's where we sit there. $13-0. Kick it away here. Short kick. Enough to just go get on top of it. And if you're Iola, I think at this point you take a knee and get into the house and try to make sure, because they were trying there down the stretch. They called a couple timeouts to get the ball back. And
kickoff there.
They got it back, and unfortunately for them, unable to do anything. They fumbled away, give the short field to the Trojans, and now I think you played an okay first half, stymied the Trojan offense at times. Go in and figure out what you want to do, but knowing teams these days, they'll come out and throw it 3 times. Trojans still have a timeout remaining, so does Iola. One wide receiver near side, one to the far side. Barker under center. And he'll take a knee. Yep. Fake knee out. I thought for sure they were going to run a play there.
Takes a knee.
And instead, they take a knee, and that's the end of the first half. The Trojans lead it here at the break, 13-0. We'll talk about it when we return on the GN Bank halftime show, formerly Girard National Bank. New name, but still providing customers with the highest quality financial services in a friendly and personal way. Personal, business, or agricultural needs, turn to GN Bank. Learn more at gn-bank.com. We'll talk about this when we return on the GN Bank halftime show on Girard Sports Live.
Girard National Bank is now GN Bank. Family owned and operated, GN Bank has been providing customers with the highest quality of financial services in a friendly and personal way for over 100 years. Whether you have personal, business, or agricultural needs, GN Bank is big enough to handle all of your banking needs, yet small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank. GN Bank, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Learn more at gn-bank.com.
Crawcan Telephone Cooperative has been serving Girard in southeast Kansas for 65 years. In 1952, we helped our members connect with each other using telephone lines. Today, we connect our members with the entire world using fiber optics. While the technology has changed, our commitment to deliver it to our members has not. Check us out on the web at ckt.net.
Farm Bureau is proud to support Girard High School student-athletes. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their #1 goal is to make insurance simple. Agents Judd Sasho, Lori Johnson, and Lisa Sasho take pride in educating their clients and members so they are able to make the best decisions. There's a lot of information out there, and at Farm Bureau, they can explain it in a way that relates to you so you can apply it to your life, family, farm, and future. To learn more, contact Judd, Lori, or Lisa at 620-724-4213. Go Trojans!
The Producers Co-op Farm Store is committed to making your life easier by supplying you with the things you need for your farm and home. As always, the Producers Co-op Farm Store has a great selection of farm and ranch supplies, including pet supplies, ranch and corral building supplies and equipment, automatic waterers and feed bunks, tack, dog food, pet and animal health supplies, workwear, boots, and much, much more. Come in and check out the great deals on lots of new merchandise as well. Proudly serving Girard and the surrounding area, and proud to support the Girard Trojans.
This is Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
Iola has a really good small band. They get a lot out of it, and always well done here in Iola, the Iola marching band here at halftime. The Trojans lead at 13-0. Let's take a look at how we got to where we are here on the Kenora Eye Care Eye on the Game, brought to you by our friends at Kenora Eye Care. Thanks for the support from their community. Kenora Eye Care has nearly doubled their space and extended their hours with locations in both Pittsburgh and Girard. Kenora Eye Care is the clear choice. Kenora Eye Care, 620-235-1737. Our prayers still go out to Shane Kennar, Dr. Kennar, and his family. Peyton back fighting that cancer again, and so wish them all the best in that journey as they have been through hell and back, and hope they get through it once again. And thanks for their support, as always, here on Girard Sports Live. Well, the Trojans would lose the toss. Iola would win it. They would defer, go to the second half. The Trojans will have the ball, or Iola rather will have the ball in the second half. Trojans open up, and they have a nice drive to get things started. They go 10 plays all the way down to the 15-yard line, started their own 35. Go 10 plays, only passed it one time, a 9-yard completion to Colton Kirby. And the Trojans were in business, but then they eventually squandered that opportunity, turn it over on downs, just couldn't quite get over the hump to get it into the end zone. That would have been a nice tone setter. Took a bunch of time off the clock, over 5 minutes off the clock, all the way down to 6:47. They turn it over back to Iola. Iola fumbled the first play. They jumped on top of it and all of a sudden had themselves behind the 8 ball. They have to punt. Trojans get it back, 3 plays and a punt. Iola gets it back with 3:26 to go in the first quarter. They go 2 plays, and then on the third play they fumble it. It would be the first of 3 first-half turnovers by Iola. So with 1:53 to play, the Trojans get it back, but again, they can't take advantage of it. A couple of big runs there for the Trojans, like a 3-yard pickup, and then a sack. Gives them a 4th and long, and the Trojans punted away with 11:52. That's how we started the second quarter. Iola get it back, probably their best drive, no doubt their best drive. One of their best drives in that first half, as they end up going 6 plays, but they have to punt it away. Trojan defense stiffens on that punt with 8:09 to play in the a little more than 8:09 to play. They kick it away to Evan Troike. He fields it at his own 30, and he returns it 70 yards for a touchdown. The point after attempt was good, and so with 8:09 to play, at that point in the first half, Trojans led it 7-0. Iola gets it back, and they put together a nice effort as they have to convert. They convert after punting it. Trojans get a stop, but a running into the kicker made it 4th and 1 instead of 4th and 6, and they get a 5-yard run on 4th and 1 and convert it. But three plays later, they have to punt it away. They kick it away. The Trojans get it at the Iola 46-yard line, but they can't do anything again with it. 3 and out, punt it away. Back to Iola. They go 1 run of 2 yards, then a penalty, false start, and then a fumble. And they fumble it back away to the Trojans with 1:11 to play in the first half. The Trojans had it at the Iola 19-yard line. 3 Chandler Humble runs and then a pass from Ty Norris to Gabe Shirtano. A 4-play, 20-yard drive capped off on that 5-yard pitch and catch. Point after attempt was no good, and with 27.4, the Trojans would lead at 13-0. Iola would take a knee, and that's how we would end the first half. Trojans lead at 13-0. We'll continue to talk about this. We look at your halftime stats, get some halftime score update as well. All that and more still to come here on the G&B Bank Halftime Show on Girard Sports Live.
Thanks to your support, Kenora Eye Care has expanded. With double the space, they offer more exam rooms, larger optical selection, and extended hours to fit your schedule. And with the latest technology, they can quickly diagnose any eye-related issues. All patients are welcome at Kenora Eye Care, the clear choice for your family's vision.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, then I look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day, lovely day.
Whisper a phrase into a person's ear, then pass it on to a group of people. Notice how the message changes by the time the last person hears it? In business, consider word of mouth in the same light. What people say may turn into something different than you would like it to be. It cannot be controlled. That's why Norris Advertising provides proven ad solutions through radio, billboards, and print, allowing your message to be controlled by the person that knows your business best. You. Norris Advertising, a proud sponsor of Trojan Athletics.
Producers Co-op of Girard has been serving the needs of farmers and ranchers in southeast Kansas for decades. With a wide range of products and services, you'll be sure to find what you're looking for. Contact the Agronomy Center for seed recommendations, seed treatments, crop scouting, grid and soil sampling, custom and variable rate application, and more. Raise the bar and make this year the most profitable yet. To learn more, visit them online at girardcoop.com or call the Agronomy Center at 620-724-8372. Producers Co-op, working for you.
Hydrix, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Samsung savings. Leave notes, sync calendars, and display your photos on the new Samsung Family Hub refrigerator. Plus, get free same-day delivery. Why shop for appliances where the motto is do it yourself when you can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day?
The only thing better than our price is our service. Hydrix, Fort Scott, and Girard.
This is Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
Back here on the G&B Bank Halftime Show, BJ Harris along with you, alongside me, Dale Shireman, studio producer Susan Harris, as the Trojans right now lead it 13-0 here at the break on the G&B Bank Halftime Show. And let's take a look at your halftime stats, brought to you by Evans Motors. Let Eddie or Nate get the number that is right for your budget when you buy your next car, truck, van, or SUV. Getting people on the road since 1935, Evans Motors has been a trusted source for generations. Stop by the lot just south of Pittsburgh or shop their online showroom at evansmotors.net. For the Trojans in this ball game, and I thought coming in you got to pound it inside with Chandler Humble, and boy, if coach didn't read my mind. 13 carries for 51 yards for Chandler in that first half. He was the workhorse, no doubt about it, in that one. as Curran had 3 carries for 4 yards. Norris had just 2 carries for -5 yards, but he had 1 long sack. That ball went through his hands and he had to fall on top of it, so a loss of 16. He did have an 11-yard run in that first half, but ends up netting just -5. He also was 2 of 3 passing for 23 yards, a 9-yard catch by Colton Kirby, and then a 14-yard catch. Oh, I said, no, he wasn't. He had a 5-yard catch. 14 is Shirtano's number. So he was 2 of 3 for 14 yards, not 23 yards, because he had a 5-yard catch by Shirtano for a touchdown, and then a 9-yard catch by Colton Kirby. Evan Troike, 70-yard punt return, so all his yards coming in special teams. Just 1 run for -2 yards, no catches so far in the first half for the Trojans. That's a look at your halftime numbers brought to you by Evans Motors. Let's take a look at, my live read stuff go. Well, there we go. Let's take a look at our halftime scoreboard update brought to you by our friends at the Market 120. Look great. You'll look great tonight, and you'll look great also when you walk out of the Market 120, or you never have a bad hair day. A full-service salon. To schedule your appointment, call 316-650-6680 for the Market 120. Dale, what do we got score-wise around the area?
Well, at half, I have Colgan 30, Pleasanton 0, St. Paul 42, Chautauqua 16, Frontenac 18, Baxter 0, Parsons 16 over Caney Valley. I think that's a surprise to me and you right there. Yep. Parsons playing some pretty good ball.
16 to what was that score again?
16-0.
16-0 was the score in that one. And so that would, let's look at our scenario sheet, Dale. What's that tell us a little bit about it? If Parsons were to win that ball game, which sounds like they might be the scenario where everything would shift down, I think, is what we determined there, because Parsons has to play Galena next week, and so Parsons would be 3-1. They would have 3-2, but Frontenac has the head-to-head against them, and so Frontenac would still stay at that positioning. So it still should be Galena number 1, Parsons or Frontenac at number 2, Parsons at number 3, I believe, right? And then Caney Valley would be in there as well. Caney, they wrap up theirs against Baxter, so they should, even if they lose, be 3-2. But Parsons would have the tiebreak against them if they get that win. You know, the classification thing was kind of a pain, and I don't think anybody completely understands it altogether, but it makes things interesting down the stretch of the season at the very least.
It does, BJ, for sure. You have to figure out how many games and by how many points. You go to head-to-head. You know, when one plays 4, 3 plays 2, and so on, it kind of makes it interesting, and you really don't know until the very last game where we're going to be going or if we're going to be having a home game.
Well, we'll find out here, if nothing else, at the end of next week. We'll know for darn sure, hopefully when we go off the air next week. But the Trojans right now, they lead it by the score of 13-0 here at the halftime break. We'll take another quick timeout. We'll come back and start to get you ready for second half action here from Iola. The Trojans lead at 13-0. You're watching it on Girard Sports Live.
A yellow flag on your team is bad, but a yellow tag on your favorite new flooring or furniture, now that's awesome. Get to Derail Commodity for huge savings during their yellow tag inventory clearance sale. Renew the look of your home with steep discounts on all in-stock carpet, vinyl, hardwood, ceramic tile, and luxury vinyl tile flooring. Even in-stock furniture is on sale. Kick off your fall with new flooring and furniture during the Yellow Tag Inventory Clearance Sale at Derail Commodity, with locations in Joplin, Butler, and Fayette, Missouri, as well as Independence and Brazelton, Kansas.
Chicken Annie's Girard is a proud supporter of Trojan Athletics. Chicken Annie's of Girard serves up the area's best fried chicken and a whole lot more. Check out their weekly specials like chicken and noodles on Wednesdays, Thursday nights kids nights, and Friday boneless wings. Oh, and don't forget about those delicious homemade pies. Stop in or enjoy their mouth-watering favorites at home with carry-out and catering available. Chicken Annie's Girard, continuing a Southeast Kansas tradition. Learn more at chickenanniesgirard.com or call 620-724-4090.
McClellan Sanitation is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. McClellan Sanitation is also proud to have been serving Girard and the surrounding area for decades. McClellan Sanitation offers residential, commercial, and roll-off services. As a locally owned and operated company, owners Dave and Candy McClellan and their employees are dedicated to providing the highest quality customer service. To learn more, call McClellan Sanitation at 620-724-8486. McClellan Sanitation wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck this season.
Ag Choice of Hepler is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Of course, Ag Choice has all the products you need to keep your crops growing, like fertilizer, crop protection products, and seed. But Ag Choice is also the first stop for keeping your livestock operation going, with a great selection of farm supplies, equipment, and quality feeds. To find solutions to all of your agricultural needs, contact Joe Murphy of Ag Choice of Hepler at 620-368-4347. Ag Choice of Hepler is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans.
This is Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
Parker.
13-0, your halftime score. Girard Trojans in the driver's seat here. Again, got to get a win here to give yourself a chance to host a first-round playoff, or a week number 9 playoff game, essentially, for the Trojans. Is the way they do things now. We don't know who that week 9 opponent is. We do know who next week's opponent is as we go back to the friendly confines of Frank Jameson Field as the Trojans lay host to the Osawatomie Trojans. Trojans have played Osawatomie a few times in the history. There was a regular season matchup a few years ago. We'd go travel up there. I remember going up and calling a game from Osawatomie some time ago. And then my team got a chance to see them in the playoffs. They upset Lewisburg, which was a gift, I think, to us because Lewisburg was pretty good back then, and Osawatomie upset them. And so we went up there and played them in the quarterfinals and got a good win before running into a buzzsaw there at Holton. 13-0 is the score here in this one. Shout out to Greg Ray up at Bramwich Coliseum getting ready for Midnight Madness and watching Girard Sports Live, so he's feeling pretty good about things right now. Up there, obviously, getting ready for Ashley. Everybody loves watching Ashley. She got a lot of playing time as a freshman, now entering her sophomore year there for the Wildcats, and so we're excited to see what she does in year number 2 there for Kansas State.
What an honor for Ashley to be up there, and great to hear that anywhere you go in the state, anywhere in the world, you can log on Girard Sports Live and you have your Trojans right there in front of you.
I just assume everybody does that every Friday night. That helps me get through the night. The other thing you got to think of, Dale, is what makes us such good, strapping young men is we've got the mamas taking care of us. Mama Harris here to my left taking care of all our graphics. Mama Shireman bringing us cinnamon rolls. Life is good for us as well.
You got to love mamas, that's for sure.
Halftime here in this one, the Girard Trojans lead at 13-0. We'll take one final break, come back and get you ready for second half action here from Iola. The Trojans and the Mustangs begin it again here after this on Girard Sports Live.
G&W Foods is the one-stop shop for everything you need to feed the family. With a great selection of quality, fresh, and delicious foods, you're sure to find something to satisfy every appetite. With friendly and knowledgeable staff, the folks at G&W Foods can help you find what you need so you can get in, get out, and on your way with your day. Plus, don't forget G&W Foods for the great daily lunch specials. Open 7 days a week. Check out their weekly Facebook-only specials. The G&W Foods family super wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck.
The best place for your pregame or postgame meal is Bender on 7. The Bender has quickly become Girard's favorite restaurant with incredible specials like the famous Taco Tuesdays, 3 tacos for $1. Wednesdays, try the adult grilled cheese. Thursdays is chili dog day. And of course, Friday, game day, is steak tips after 5. Grab a friend, grab a drink, and grab a seat at the Bender on 7, where they're streaming Girard Sports Live right now. Bender on 7. Order now. 620-724-4860.
Back out here, 13-0. The Girard Trojans lead it here at the break. Just a few more seconds left here in this halftime break, and then we're back at it. The Trojans, again, a heavy dose of Chandler Humble. I don't see any reason, Dale, why you go away from that game plan.
Not at all. With a wet field, strong fullback, just hand the ball to him, let him do what he does. Runs hard, keeps the ball under control, keeps it tight to his body. Really, we need to eat some clock now. We're ahead, but we need to sustain drives, and we need to finish drives more than anything, BJ.
Yeah, they've had an opportunity. They could have at least one more score here. They would have done it right before the right at the beginning of the ball game, but unable to take advantage on a long drive that began things. And now they'll flip things here. Iola will have the ball coming out of the locker room as they will move from right to left here in those blue jerseys. Again, a cool, crisp night here just off the banks of the Neosho River. All the rainfall we've gotten, that thing has caused some problems down south of here, and we were worried about it coming in here. Portions of this park, Riverside Park, were flooded earlier this week. Second half kickoff, just like the first, brought to you by our friends at Larrett Ceramics, 503 West Maple. In Girard, stop by Lyric Ceramics for great gift ideas. Beautiful ceramic piece. 620-724-8442. And Boatman going to kick this away. Going to be fielded at about the 17-yard line. Far side return for Barker, the quarterback, and he'll go and get a nice pick up there. Speedy dude across the 40 and up to about the 41, 42, 43-yard line. And he's got some scoots there for Barker. And so Iola will have very good field position as they will start at their own 43-yard line.
First and 10 for the Mustangs.
Here's the minute 50 to play.
43-yard line.
That was a good return. He fielded that about the 17, maybe 18-yard line. So about a 25-yard return on that one. It'll bring up first down and 10. Wide receiver near side, one to the far side. That same dude will be under center. He'll send a man in motion, Whitney. Toss sweep near side, Whitney. Holding penalty should be forthcoming. No. And it'll be still a big stop as Caden Lolleman and Derry McReynolds. But Weidman had a good case for a holding penalty on this near side.
Yeah, he even got up and looked at the guy like, are you not going to throw that? He had him held pretty tight, but good job by the defense of the Trojans picking up the slack.
Loss of 2 on the play to bring up a second down and 12 here, a minute 24 and counting in this third quarter, just underway in the second half. Ball backed all the way to the 41-yard line. Well, good pursuit there by Caden Lallman, Derby McReynolds holding things here on this near side corner spot. Wing will settle up right there and send him in motion. They'll fake the toss, then hand up underneath for Batters. Batters got some running room. He's going to be chased down from behind. Chase Bryant giving some chase and then be ripped down, but not before. He has a huge gain on that play from the 41 all the way down inside the 10-yard line, or near the 10-yard line. I'm going to say he's there.
First and 10, Mustangs.
At about the 13-yard line, I believe is where they're going to mark that down. A big pickup there for Batters.
13-yard line.
About a 47-yard run or 46-yard run for
46-yard run for Batters.
Batters. And now they're knocking on the door. Their biggest opportunity so far here, turn handoff, new running back, and he burst in there across the 5 up to the 4-yard line. They'll mark him right at the 5, and he just comes in and gets a quick hitter, does number 24 for them, Trent Jones, freshman, first carry of the game. He's back in there again at that tailback spot. Fresh legs. Whitney will go in motion, turn handoff again, and ball comes loose. They put it in the hands, and the Trojans are going to jump on it. They'll get another stop. Well, I'm putting that on the coach for Iola. You get it down here, knock it on the door, and you bring in a freshman and put it in his hands. It bounced right off his hands, right off his chest, and right into the end zone. And so the Trojans get a stop, or near the end zone. They're going to be up their back against it. But still, they get the stop and squander any chance. No, they're going to say it was a touchback.
Touchback, yep. Going to go out to the 20.
That's the 4th turnover of the ball game.
Big break for the Trojans right there.
Line for the Trojans, where they'll
so a fumble.
First and 10.
That is a tough break there for Iola as they were knocking on the door. But again, I go back to it. Why do you put that freshman in that situation? Make sure that is number 24, Trent Jones. Yeah, freshman. Trojans back with it. Turn handoff to Humble. Humble trying to just get something going positive, and a host of Mustangs come up and stop him. He's going to have forward progress for maybe a yard. It'll bring up a second down and 9, but not much there on the near side.
Trojans cannot move those D tackles. Either we need to scheme it a little bit different up front, or we just need to run away from them, because right now they're manhandling our front line.
I didn't get a chance to talk about it. On that 46-yard run, Chase Bryant was on his horse.
Oh, yeah.
He's got some speed, and he was trying to had a good angle on him, too, just couldn't quite get him in grasp. Luckily, Troyke was there to make the stop. The effort was certainly there, man. He was flat getting after it, chasing down on that far side. One wide receiver far side, one near side. A second down. They're going to say he lost a yard. I thought he gained a yard. They say he lost a yard. And so it's second down 11. Turn handoff. This time they will bounce it outside. Hubble's got some running room. Stiff arm across the 20. Dragging defenders across the 25. Up near the 26-yard line. That stiff arm was ferocious. It's a gain of 16 on the play. 16-yard pickup there for Humble. He gets it across the 25.
And that's where the hole's at, is outside the tackle. He saw it. He bounced it outside. I think originally planned that was supposed to go up the middle. But nice cut by the young man, and nice run afterwards.
That was a quick bounce, too, on his part. Nice read and a first down for Girard. As he will move the chains for the Trojans here. They take over a fumble. They went inside the end zone and a touchback. Now the Trojans try to give it back. Instead, Norris picks it up, and he gets a little bit out of nothing. That ball hit his hands again. It just dropped out, but he gets it across the 40-yard line.
Zimmerman on the tackle for the Mustangs. Second down and 5.
Kept saying the 25. He's across the 35. Ends up going across the 40 now up to the 41, and a busted play turns into a 5-yard gain. That's when you know things are going well.
Nicely done. Timeout called by the officials. What, did we get the wrong ball?
Get the dry one.
I don't know that there is a dry one anymore.
Get the one that's deflated a little bit. Tom Brady ball.
Tom Brady.
Chiefs got the Tom Brady this week. Chiefs have played the toughest schedule, I got to believe, so far, and they're undefeated.
Man, they took care of Jacksonville last week. I thought for sure. Lost a beverage on that game last week. I was a little upset about that, but it will all.
Don't bet against the Chiefs. Why'd you do that?
How long have you been watching the Chiefs?
A long time. Still don't bet against them. Trying to work this out now. They're trying to maybe reset the score. They've been playing with the wrong ball.
Well, why is he snapping the ball?
13-0 your score, 8:48 to play. In this third quarter, Trojans led at 13-0 at the break. A 70-yard touchdown run on a punt return for Evan Troike gave the Trojans their first score of the ball game. The point after attempt was good, and the Trojans took a fumble with 1:11 to play. The Mustangs had a fumble deep inside their own territory at the 20-yard line, and the Trojans went 20 yards on 4 plays. A 5-yard pitch and catch from Ty Norris to Gage Shirtano gave them the 13-0 lead. Trojans have the ball now after another Iola turnover. Flip a man from left to right, turn, handoff again, Humble. Decent hole up there trying to go behind Joseph Dixon. It's going to be a gain of about 3 on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 2 here for the Trojans.
Bring up 3rd down and 2 or 3 for the Trojans.
Humble, again at halftime, had 13 carries for 51 yards. He's already
for the Mustangs.
Carried it 3 times on this drive. Give him officially 2. I want to bring up a 3rd down and 3 here for the Trojans. 8 minutes to play in the third quarter. 13-0 Trojans lead it. One wide receiver to the far side, one to the near side. Flip Harrison from right to left. Fullback is Humble. Hand it to him, he bounced it again. He's off the sideline. He's across midfield. He's on the sideline at the 40, the 35. It ripped down at the 30-yard line. A big run there for Humble
inside the 30-yard line of the Mustangs
as he marches that one. And that was a 37-yard run, maybe 37, right at 37-yard run by Chandler Humble. And the Trojans now are in business.
BJ, I'm pretty biased on running backs, but that dude's going to get the ball about 25 more times if it's me, if I'm calling the plays.
Yep. Turn around, hand it. Norris will be at shotgun now. Still different setup, same play. Hand off to Chandler. Not much there that time. Got sliding going near side and lost his footing. Maybe a yard on the play.
2nd down and 9.
And it will bring up a 2nd down and 9 here for the Trojans. 7:27 to play in this third quarter. Another thing it'll do is it'll milk this clock and make this thing go quickly because the Trojans have that lead, and you want to keep the ball out of the hands. Iola showed a propensity to be able to move the football on that last drive. They had a big play, that 46-yard run by batters, but unable to capitalize on it. And now the Trojans have it 2nd down and 9 inside the 30-yard line. Turn, handoff, fullback again, Humble, driving forward across the 25. And he'll be marked down maybe at the 25, maybe 24-yard line. And it'll be another pickup, this time about 4 yards. And it'll bring him a 3rd down and long 5.
Picks up about 4, 3rd down and 5 for the Trojans.
3rd down and a long 5, under 7 to play when they wind this thing. 6:54 to play when they wind it. Sure why the clock's not running, quite frankly. Shotgun here, empty backfield. On 3rd down, he'll throw it over the middle. He's got the catch. Caden Harrison with the catch across the 20. He's got the 1st down. He needed a long 5. He picks up about 6 on it across, maybe 7 on the play. On the first pass of this drive.
And Barker.
And this will bring up the 9th play of this drive forthcoming, and another first down for the Trojans, this time through the air.
Great to see Norse pick another receiver out. I don't know how many times we've called Harrison's name this year, but young man caught the ball with his hands, tucked it in, and got the first down.
He ends up being more of an H-back most of the time, sliding from one side to the other as an extra blocker on the edge. I've mentioned that on our road trip up here, that I'm not sure how many times we've thrown it even at number 5, and that time a nice pickup on 3rd and 5. Turn handoff, Creed Curran picking his way through there across the 15 up near the 14-yard line. And a good gain there for Creed of about 4 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 6 for the Trojans in Creed's first run of the second half.
Nice job by Creed to follow his blocker. Humble was up there, took on the outside linebacker, and followed his block right through.
Over 4 minutes into this drive, the Trojans started their own 20-yard line. This will bring up the 10th play of this drive on a 2nd down and 6. Norris under center, turn, handoff, fullback, Humble, and he is spun down, and it'll be a modest gain on 2nd down and 5, a gain of about 2. And it will bring up a 3rd and 4 here for the Trojans.
That's the same play that he broke to the outside, and that hole was there again. He's looking to run it up in the middle, and that's just not there. Our D-tackles, their D-tackles are making the piles. Boy, if he slides that to the outside, it was wide open once again.
Well, 10 plays on this drive. Humble, 7 carries on it. 2 wide receivers near side. He'll be the lone man in the backfield behind Norris. 1 wide receiver to the far side. Norris mishandles it. He'll run option. He'll kick it out for Chandler. Chumbo will drop a shoulder. He's going to have it up for the first down. And a penalty flag sits in the backfield. This may be coming back. A penalty flag sits at the 15-yard line. Chandler turned it down into the mud hole that is down around this near side 5-yard line.
They call a chop block on Girard.
That's a tough break against the Trojans. That was going to be a first down.
Is that what they're going to call?
They pointed at Iola on that penalty.
Roughing the passer.
Is that what it is? They pointed, the white hat pointed that direction. And now they'll sort it out. If it's against Iola, the Trojans will likely decline it as the ball is down inside the 10-yard line. Almost to the 5, I believe.
Personal foul.
It is going to be against Iola.
Personal foul on the Mustangs.
So on a 3rd and 4, Trojans will be able to decline that penalty.
Now the personal would half the distance to the goal.
No, was it after the play? Yeah, they will take the penalty, I guess. They get the play and the penalty.
Play and the penalty, so, yeah.
So they'll move it forward. And it's going to be 1st and goal.
After the run,
at the 4-yard line.
And the penalty, 1st and goal for the Trojans at the 5-yard line.
1st and goal inside the 5, maybe slightly. Big pick up there by Humble. Turn, handoff, feed the big dude. Hand it to him 4 times if you have to. He'll turn around, hand it. It's going to be a gain of about 2 or 3 on the play, maybe 2.
Humble. Stopped after a short gain.
And
2nd and goal.
It will bring up a 2nd down and goal. From about the 2-yard line.
Heavy dose.
Yeah, just give it to him.
And I don't.
3 more times.
I go under center. Get under center, make it a little closer.
He will. Norris will settle up underneath there. The fullback is Humble. The tailback is Curran. Norris will take the snap. Turn off. Chandler driving forward for the goal line. Is he in?
Yeah.
Yes, touchdown, Trojans. Chandler Humble on a 2-yard touchdown plunge. The Trojans cap off an 80-yard drive that took a ton of clock in this 3rd quarter, all the way down to 4:03 to play in it, and the Trojans lead it 19-0.
Looks like the Trojans are going to go for 2 here to try to make up that extra point we missed.
Humble was the workhorse on that drive, and he gets paid off as well. That was a 6-minute and 17-second drive, 80 yards, and 13 plays. That's pretty good.
Trojans line up for the 2-point attempt.
They cap it off on that 2-yard run, makes it 19-0. Now they'll line it up to go for 2. Shotgun back to Norris, rolling near side. He'll look down, lets it fly. He's got it into the end zone. Touchdown. or a two-point conversion rather, go up to Shirtano. And Shirtano gets the 2-point. I wanted you to move but stay there.
Yeah, I don't have that go-go gadget arm, but you push me out of the way, I can't move the camera.
I want you to move but stay where you're at. It's real simple.
You can look at the computer.
21-0. The Trojans get the 2-point conversion to Shirtano. Gage with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion in this ball game. The Trojans lead at 21-0. 4:03 to play in the third quarter. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
Whisper a phrase into a person's ear, then pass it on to a group of people. Notice how the message changes by the time the last person hears it? In business, consider word of mouth in the same light. What people say may turn into something different than you would like it to be. It cannot be controlled. That's why Norris Advertising provides proven ad solutions through radio, billboards, and print, allowing your message to be controlled by the person that knows your business best. You. Norris Advertising, a proud sponsor of Trojan Athletics.
This is Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
Of the Trojans.
Girard Trojans
For the kickoff.
go 80 yards on 13 plays. Take 6:17 off the clock and cap it off on a 2-yard touchdown run by Chandler Humble. 2-point conversion was good on a pitch and catch from Norris to Shirtano. Trojans, ball comes off. I don't know if that was intentional or not. I think it was. Tried to onside it perhaps, and short kick and be at the 49-yard line, and that's where Iola will start at their own 49 here with 4:03 to play in this third quarter. On that last drive, I mentioned 13 plays. Of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Chandler Humble runs. That's pretty good. 23 carries now on the day for the big fella. Send a man in motion. Toss sweep. Batters on the right side. Trojans bottled up nicely. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play. And look at that. 9 guys at the point of attack around the football on that one for the Trojan team.
Iola's got a new center in there. Their center that was there looks like he either separated his shoulder or maybe a broken clavicle. But new center in there for Iola, so something to watch maybe with that ball being wet.
Well, they've already got 4 turnovers in this ball game. They do not need another one. Do the Mustangs. Wide receiver far side, 1 near side. Whitney is the wing to the far side. Batter's the fullback. He's the one that can't really tell what he's wearing. Toss sweep far side, giving some chase. Can't quite get it. He bounces outside. A nice run there. It looked like it was going to be caught down. Good effort by Carter Doherty on that far side. Ends up being a pretty good run on the run by Dominic Ellis, and it'll be a gain of about 6 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 3.
Boy, Doherty was right there. He just maybe a half step behind him on the read, but good pursuit by Doherty.
3 minutes to play, third quarter. Trojans lead it 21-0. Here over the Iola Mustangs here, trying to get to even 2-2 in district competition and get above 500 in the season. Barker under center, keeps it himself, tries to squirt out the backside. He does a nice job. Good fake there, nearly had me, but he gets out the far side and he gets out of there. That's a nice run for him all the way up near the 30-yard line. That's where they get him out of there. It's a gain of 14 on the play and another first down for the Mustangs.
1st and 10 Iola.
Well, they fake it to the guy coming around, and they fake the toss sweep, and then they squirt the quarterback out the backside. And Trojans' eyes went with the 2 fakes and brings up a first down and 10 from the 30. Well, the Mustangs were knocking on the door on their opening drive. They had a big run that got it down there and ended up fumbling into the end zone. Gave it back to the Trojans, gave it to the Trojans really for the first time. Trojans made them pay for it. They've turned a couple of turnovers into points in this ballgame. There's a fumble. There's exactly what we were talking about, Dale.
Fumble on the play.
Nice job by you to point that out, and it shows up already here on this drive. It's a gain of 1 on the play, but 2nd down and 9.
For the Mustangs.
BJ, is that the starting quarterback? Did he start there or did number 11?
Nope, 6 has been there the whole time. 11's a wide receiver. He's a little fella. His batters, is Barker. Barker played there as a sophomore a year ago and he's just a junior now. Is Barker. We'll tighten down number 11 to be a tight from the wide receiver spot. Turn, handoff, bottled up, nothing doing. Well played coming down there, making that play for the Trojans.
Ray on the tackle.
Was it? That was 78, I believe, coming down there to make that play. And Tanner Ray it was. 5'11", 236-pound senior coming down hard to make that. Trojans have no shortage of defensive tackles. They run them in and out from time to time, and that one is a carry nothing doing. They're on the run by Ludke. Giving him 1 yard on the play to bring up a third down. Really no gain on the play, bring about third down and a long 8, maybe 3rd and 9. One wide receiver far side. This is definitely 2-down territory. Whitney will be split out. He'll be in the slot. And then Rogers, the wide receiver. Penalty flag going to come in right at the line of scrimmage. I think maybe get somebody jumping off sides on the near side. Doesn't matter. Nobody was there for Barker. And
Weidman and Humble on the tackle.
D comes in down hard. Humble coming on a blitz and no gain on the play. They're going to call a face mask. That near side line judge called that face mask on the play all the way at the center of the field.
Wow.
And so that's going to be a tough one against Girard.
D. Weidman goes out holding an arm. Looks like he might have got his hand smashed in there or something.
It's just a 5-yard penalty, 5-yard face mask. They still have that. They don't have that in college anymore.
5-yard.
They do have a 5-yard face mask. We'll bring up a 3rd down and 4.
3rd down and 4 for the Mustangs.
For the Mustangs. Under a minute to play. And it will move it forward. Clock's been running. If they ever set it for play, now they will get it set. Bring everybody in and have a little meeting. 59.7 seconds is what's on this clock right here. 21-0 is your score. Again, make sure you join us coming up next week as the Trojans go back to Frank Jameson Field, and they will host Osawatomie. Trojans versus the Trojans. The ultimate showdown. Barker under center. Turn on 3rd and 5. Up the middle. Hard, quick hitter to Batters. He's across the 20.
On the carry. Picks up the first down for the Mustangs.
And all the way inside the 20. Down to about the 18-yard line, and it's going to be enough for a Iola Mustang first down. They've not fed Batters a ton here in the second half, but that time a quick hitter. He hits the hole so quickly. And ends up being about a gain of 8 up to a first down at the 17-yard line. 37 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Under center. Turn. Hand off another quick hitter. Batters. He's got a big run across the 10. Up near the 6-yard line. And that's a gain of 11 on first down and 10. And that'll be first and goal here with 30 seconds. They hustle the line of scrimmage. This is the 9th play of this drive for Iola. Turn, handoff, give it to him again. Batter's going to be hit and brought down. He's going to be shy of the goal line. It'll be a gain of about maybe 2 or 3.
Jay again on the tackle.
That one time they hustled the line of scrimmage to give him a gain of 3, and they're going to try to get this in here before the end of the quarter. Some special, turn, handoff, and it's going to be
Batters up the middle.
Officials, neither one of them indicating whether or not they score here. They'll come in and see where that ball's laying. That's when the running back is squirting it up around there, and they're going to call it short, and the clock was running. And so when we return, it'll be 3rd down and goal as we have the first play of the fourth quarter. Knocking on the door for Iola, trying to get their first score of the game. We'll see if they can do it. And when we return, Trojans lead it 21-0 after 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more right after this on Girard Sports Live.
Girard Medical Center now offers both outpatient pulmonary and cardiac rehabilitation services. Our approach combines physical therapy, respiratory therapy, behavioral health, and nutrition to help you become more fit and active.
With cardiac and pulmonary rehab, we want to focus on lifestyle changes. We provide people with education to help prevent further events.
Each treatment is unique to the individual patient because at Girard Medical Center, we care for our communities one patient at a time. Call us at 620-724-5126. It's time for our anniversary sale. D-Rail Commodity Flooring and Furniture is celebrating over 50 years in business. From humble beginnings 50 years ago, HMS Enterprises has grown to 16 stores. With our buying power, we can offer you the best in truckload savings with some carpet styles starting at $7.20 a square yard. Save big in September with these amazing anniversary sale special prices on carpet, LVT, remnants, furniture, and more. Register to win a $500 shopping spree in-store.
Oh, man.
Concession stand.
21-0 your score. Trojans leading it here over the Iola Mustangs, but they are knocking on the door, looking at a 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line, going into the end zone. Barker will get under center, try to come to the near side. He'll fall forward into the end zone. Touchdown. On the run by the quarterback, Barker. And so a 1-yard plunge. Barker, that caps off a beautiful drive. 11 plays, started at their own 49-yard line, so 11 plays, 59 yards. And it also started with 4:03, so they chewed up, a little over 4 minutes. 4:01 off the clock, as a matter of fact, I believe.
Getting set to kick the extra point attempt.
Yep.
Barker to hold.
And they will have the point after attempt. Snap back, kicks on the way. It's got enough leg, and it is good.
It is good.
So the PAT is good, and just like that, we got a 2-score game, 21-7. Trojans lead it here with 1:56 to play in this 4th quarter. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Trojan football on your home for Trojan Athletics, Girard Sports Live.
For over 80 years, Evans Motors has provided some of the best handshakes in the 4-state area. No matter what type of handshake a situation calls for, Evans Motors will guide the hand into its proper position with the correct amount of pressure. Risky handshakes, classic handshakes, or something in between, Nate and Eddie have an arsenal of shakes, roughly umpteen. So the next time you want an optimal handshake, come to Evans Motors in Pittsburgh.
This is Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
11:56 to play here in the ball game. The Girard Trojans lead at 21-7. Trojans have scored on a special teams touchdown on a 70-yard pitching or a 70-yard punt return by Evan Troike, and they've taken advantage of 2 of the 4 Iola Mustang turnovers. But Iola bouncing back after a long drive. Trojans took a play, 13 plays, 80 yards after the 4th fumble, and scored to make it 21-0. But Iola showing some wherewithal. And that short kick, now they're going to try an onside kick. Trojans will fall on top of it. And I'm not sure if anybody was necessarily ready for that, but at slow roller, Wes Jehe was, and he falls on top of it on the attempt of the onside kick. And so the Trojans will have very good field position as well. But the Trojans, Iola rather, answers back, and they go 11 plays, 51 yards, cap it off on a 1-yard touchdown run by quarterback Kason Barker. And now the Trojans will have it at their own 48-yard line. Here with 11:55 to play in the ball game. 1 wide receiver far side, 1 to the near side. Turn, handoff, Curran. Not much there. Slowly developing dive play, and he's going to lose a yard on the play. On that drive, Chandler Humble carried it 10 of 13 times, 10 of 13 plays on that drive as well, and he picked up a ton of yards, so he's probably a little tuckered. And so they try to go with Curran on that one. He loses a yard to bring up a 2nd down and 11.
Just slow. You got to develop a little faster. You got to hit the hole and get going.
He'll be the tailback. The fullback is Humble. Norris in center. He'll flip Harrison from left to right. Turn, handoff. Chandler, Humble, full forward across midfield up near the 49-yard line. It'll be a gain of about 4 on the play. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 7 for the Trojans. Well, I'll tell you what, momentum after that long drive for Girard was all in favor of the Trojans. If Iola gets a stop right here and forces a punt, gets the ball back, this thing's far from over here with just a 2-score lead. Trojans need to pick up 1st downs.
Still 11 minutes to go in the game. A lot of time, BJ. We got to do something.
10:49 to be exact. 2 wide receivers far side and counting. 2 to the near side. Empty backfield. 3 to the near side, rather. And a pass. Norris throws it over the middle and nearly intercepted. He wanted to go back to Caden Harrison. And again, Evan Troike without a catch in this ball game so far here tonight. I'm not sure if he was in on that play.
Pass was intended
and
for
it
Harrison.
Will be a
falls incomplete there, defended by Barker.
Intended pass there.
7 for the Trojans.
And we'll bring up a punting situation here for the Trojans. Caden Long with a punt with his feet at his own 36-yard line.
Back deep to receive for the Mustangs.
Whitney and Ellis back with their feet at about their own 15. And a penalty flag. And a roller out of bounds. Going to go down near the 20-yard line.
Flag on the play.
See where they end up marking it down. They're going to say at about the 25. And then official comes back here to discuss the foul. The foul is right at the line of scrimmage. This may be against the Trojan. It is going to be against them. Iola may have them repunt it. And so back them up 5. Ball's at the 25-yard line. You back them up 5, make them re-kick it. I think that's the call. That's what Coach is going to come down here. Coach Doherty is going to come down here and discuss that with the official. It's a no-brainer. Make them kick it again. A lot of bad stuff can happen on a wet field, wet ball, and a punt. Make them execute that thing again if you're the Mustangs, and they will finally back them up there from the 49 all the way back to the 46-yard line is where this thing will be set. So Caden will be standing inside his own 30, maybe closer to the 25-yard line when he puts a boot into it. 10:33 to play in this ball game. Trojans lead at 21-7. District positioning, week 9 positioning on the line here. Trojans need to get out of town. 4th down and about 12 after the loss on the play.
Ellis and Whitney back deep to receive.
At about the 30-yard line. Snaps back. Good snap and a kick. This one's going to stay in play. Take a Trojan roll. For goodness sakes, don't touch that thing until it goes down. And so the decision to make him re-kick actually ended up costing them about 5 yards, and this thing will start at their own 20-yard line here for Iola.
Take over after the punt roll's dead.
And the Trojan defense needs to stiffen. They bent a lot on that last one, and they were just running straight dive and hurry against the Trojans.
Yeah, just straight dive and blowing out our D tackle. He's at least got to make a pile right there.
10:22 to play in the ball game. Trojans lead at 21-7. Iola will take it with their ball at the own 20-yard line. Moving from left to right. One wide receiver far side. Marker will settle under center. Send a man in motion. That's Whitney. Toss sweep. Coming back against it, and it's bottled up. Nothing doing. Trojans do get a nice stop there. D. Weidman had things held down on this near side, and somebody coming in, I think it's Jay maybe from that far side, coming in to get it stopped. Joseph Dixon as well from the D tackle stop. No gain, maybe a loss of 1 on the play.
Nice job by D. Wyman pressing that in. Stood his man up, got rid of him, and saw that ball's going inside. It's like a delayed handoff. It's almost like a design draw play.
A little counter action maybe. Even in the backfield is a lot of stuff happening with all these guys all over. Kind of a double wing and then a band in the backfield. Toss sweep near side. Ellis trying to stretch it out. Trojans give some chase. They can't get it played. Ellis knocked it out of bounds. He just kept on climbing and climbing. Trojans were there at the point of attack, but just couldn't quite get him down, and he squirts out of there. Trojans recover, as that's a gain of about 18, maybe 19 yards on the carry by Ellis across the 35 up to the 38-yard line.
37-yard line.
37 actually is where they'll mark it down, so a gain of about 17. 9:28 to play. Trojans lead it by 2 scores, but Iola put together a nice long drive, and they're driving again, picked up another first down. Turn handoff Whitney, and nothing doing here as he is bottled up and knocked backwards. Caden Lolleman coming in to help out along with Joseph Dixon. They'll give him forward broadcast for a gain of 1.
Short gain.
And it will
2nd down and 9 for the Mustangs.
Be a gain of 1 to bring up a 2nd down and 9. One thing Trojans coaching staff watch out, that left side line, offensive line is doubled way back. They're not on the line of scrimmage. And you got to watch out for that. Toss sweep Whitney. Weidman giving some chase. He'll come and bury him. Trojans bend it back inside as well. Helped out by Derby McReynolds on that far side, but D running that sideline. No gain on the play.
Weidman moves very well. We talked about him earlier, about last week having the game probably of his life. Doing a great job tonight filling the holes.
Trojans need to stop here. Get off the field on 3rd and long. 3rd down and 9. 8:21 to play in the ball game. And Iola with it. Inside their own 40-yard line at the 39 is where the ball sits. 1 wide receiver far side, 1 near side, 2 wings, man in the backfield is Batters. Pass. Wing it out here. That's a nearly backwards pass. Trying to get outside, and they're going to bottle it up. Nice play. Coming all the way to the near side. Good hustle there by Colton Kirby. And Lutke, it does make the catch. It's going to be a gain of about 7 yards on the play. But it's going to be short. It'll bring up a 4th down and 2.
A long 2.
They'll go for it.
Watch the count here.
Yep. Three seniors on that defensive line. Hold true here. They'll send a man in motion. They won't do the hard count. They'll turn handoff. Batters, he's got the first down.
Batters up the middle.
And it's going to be just enough for a first down. He picks up 3. And that'll move the chains once again. Batters just a quick hitter, easy to do. Needed 2, he picked up 3. It'll move the chains again. They wind it again. It'll be 7:51 to play. In this ball game, 21-7, Trojans lead it. That lead could get pretty tenuous. If Iola keeps his drive alive, send a man in motion, that's Whitney. Toss sweep, 2 batters. Trying to follow a blocker. Bounce off one would-be tackler and finally brought down by the Trojans. Boy, he got in there in a hurry. He gets a blocker out in front of him. He's really good at finding that blocker and then getting right off his right hip.
Yeah, they're reading the defensive end. That time Doherty got upfield and he cut right underneath him. Just got to stay home there.
9-yard pickup there for batters. Brings them a 2nd down and 1. If you're Iola, if you've got that play up the seam or a play down the field, this might be a chance to take a shot. Toss sweep, there it is. Play. They got the play. He gets hit as he throws. He's got a man behind coverage, and it's into the end zone. Well, a halfback pass is that play I was just discussing. And they throw it, execute it well. The defender fell down, and it's a 43-yard. And the wide receiver, Drake Selman, got behind coverage, and a 43-yard pitch and catch on a halfback pass. Makes things real interesting right now. I don't know who threw that. Toss that to 9. And he throws it down, and here's the point after attempt. That's going to go wide left. That's a big miss. That suddenly makes this an 8-point game instead of a 7-point game. But things have gotten interesting here in the second half of this one. 21-13, Trojans lead it by 8. 6:57 to play in the game. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching on Girard Sports Live.
Mathis Drug Store Incorporated has a proud Girard history of more than 50 years. Glenn and Karen Mathis took over the store in 1983 from Glenn's father and have been providing outstanding customer care and service since. At Mathis, they know their customers by name and value their support. Primary goal is to provide fast, accurate, friendly service. Mathis is a full-service pharmacy that accepts most insurance plans and supports competitive cash pricing. Mathis Drug Store, a proud supporter of Girard High School student-athletes.
This is Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
21-13, Girard Trojans lead it by 8, but things have gotten interesting. Trojans led it at one point 21-0. Iola scored 13 unanswered on a couple of long drives. This one, an 8-play, 80-yard drive, capped off on a 43-yard halfback pass on 2nd down and 1. They took a shot, and they took advantage of it. Trojans went 3 and out on the last possession, and then the possession before that, Iola went 11 plays, 51 yards. And they'll try an onside probably again here.
Got a new kicker.
We'll see if the Trojans are ready for it. 6:57 to play. They'll pooch kick this one, and that's going to hit right in the hole. Trojans got to get on top of it, and they will. Boy, Humble falls on top of it. That's a well-executed play there by Iola.
Short kick covered up by Humble.
And Humble, no! Don't kick it to me. He got it at the 36-yard line. Trojans will have it there. You got to grind this thing out and get out of town.
That's right. 6-minute drive, 7-minute drive would be about perfect right now. Just give it to the big man.
Yep. That drive that they had was 3 minutes and 25 seconds. And they cap it off on that halfback pass. Now the Trojans need to just move the chains. Got to get first down, so that's for sure. Norris, pistol set, turn, handoff, Humble. Outside, he'll drop the shoulder. And
on the carry.
Really good tackle.
Whitney on the tackle for the
Whitney
Mustangs.
went low. Whitney has given up some size, some significant size to Chandler Humble, and that's how you got to tackle if you're a little dude like Whitney. I mean, he literally is maybe the smallest guy on the field, and he just tackled maybe one of the biggest guys for just a 1-yard gain. Both teams with 3 timeouts, so that's not an issue here. We've had some heroics. The Trojans have come back to win one against Columbus. They nearly came back and won one that was even more crazy last week. They don't want the same thing to happen to them. And we have a false start on that far side. Trojans will throw one. They're going to have one down for Troike, intended for him, and it'll fall incomplete. It's not going to matter. That was going to be a false start against the Trojans.
Pass for Troike is incomplete, broken up by Ellis.
And so that'll back him up 5 yards and bring up a second down. And about 13 when this thing's reset.
It's got to settle down. The momentum's definitely in Iola's court, so
no doubt about that. Second down and 13 when they reset things here with 6:11 to play in the ball game. Trojans led 13-0 at halftime. Well, they declined it.
Penalty is declined by the Mustangs.
So it'll be a third down and 9 instead.
We're wanting the ball back.
Well, you take it, make it third down instead of second down and long. It's third down and long. It's probably not a bad call there by Coach Doherty. One wide receiver to the far side, one to the near side. Norris, snap back to him. Lets it fly. He's got Curran. He can't get it in and out of the, or not in and out of the hands. Pressure was coming on Norris. I don't think he really got a chance to step into that one. Hard hit in the backfield by Carson McGraw. And it's going to be a punting situation, and the Trojans have gone back-to-back punts with Iola having back-to-back long touchdown drives, and things have started to get interesting here in this one.
Less than a minute. Wow.
Yep, didn't take much time off the clock at all. Took 50 seconds off the clock. Now they'll punt it away.
Whitney and
Ellis back at the 34-yard line. And this will take a tumble here, should. And it will die at the 35-yard line, so that's where Iola will start.
Punt down at the 35-yard line. Iola will take over first and 10.
And they will have it.
There are flags down.
Penalty flags. There's two guys, Iola, dazed and confused. And it's going to be a chop block against the Trojans. No, against Iola. It's against Iola. And so that's going to back them up a long ways from, that's going to be from the end of the play, most likely. Trying to get this thing sorted out here.
I didn't see it, BJ. Did you? I was watching the ball, but it'd be pretty easy to chop block one of our gunners trying to go down.
They're going to say it was on the punt. And so it's going to be, the Trojans are bringing the offense out on the field.
Well, that'd be huge.
It would be very huge. And officials still trying to work it out. I do not know what this call could be.
I don't know that I've ever seen a chop block on a punt.
Well, yeah, the return team could certainly chop block once the ball's caught and they're running down the field maybe. And two guys get engaged, but
like a chop block
the block, in order for that to be before the punt, before the change of possession, had to been happened before the ball got kicked away and possessed. So that's huge. Trojans are going to get the ball back as they're going to have it first and 10 inside Iola territory. That is craziness.
That is a big penalty.
And so Trojans are going to get it at the 47-yard line, and Coach Doherty would like an explanation. Doubt it's going to be satisfying. Trojans will have it at the 47-yard line. Flip Harrison, turn, handoff, Humble, rumbling forward across the 40. A big run there for Chandler of 7 yards. It'll bring up a second down and 3 and a good hard run.
Batters Whitney in there on the tackle.
Bent that to the outside just like before in the second quarter. Exactly where the hole's at. We can't move the tackles. Just off the tackle, bow it out just a little bit. Nice hard run.
Second down and 3. That's a huge penalty against Iola. That's a tough one because they played a really good fourth quarter. Really good second half all around for the Mustangs, and that one just hurts them. Second down and 3 at the 40-yard line. One wide receiver far side, one to the near side. Norris will get up under center. He'll flip Harrison. And it's going to be an illegal shift. Not sure. They've been doing that all night long.
5-yard penalty.
It may have been two guys moving at the same time on that far side, but
for Girard.
You can be moving. I mean, go watch the Gorillas on a Saturday. They move 6 times before the snap, and all kinds of guys moving.
One's got to get set, right?
No, you can move. All those guys can run around and do what they need to do before the snap. They have to be set, and they both can't be moving at the snap. But that was before the snap. Yeah, he was pointing across the field at Troike.
But once again.
Yeah, they can do anything pre-snap. I don't think that's a matter, but they'll back them up 5 instead of second down and 3. It'll be second down and about 8. Norris will get under center. He'll flip Harrison again. Ty's going to keep it himself. Stiff arm. Trying to get out of the grass. Hard tackle on that far side. Ty's not going to get much. Maybe 2 yards on the play.
Ludke on the tackle for the Mustangs.
And it'll be tackled by Ludke. They'll give him 2. Well, you want to get first downs. You need to get first downs, but it's going to end up turning a lot of clock off. They punted away with 6:07. And now down to 4:30 to play in this ball game. Again, a missed PAT, too, makes things interesting, which means Iola can't win with a touchdown. They can only tie with a touchdown and it's 2-point conversion. Trojans just need to pick up this 3rd and 5. Norris under center. Turn, handoff, Humble. Driving forward, not much there, maybe a yard on the run by Humble.
As soon as he crosses the line of scrimmage.
And it will bring up a 4th down and about 4.
Boken on the tackle.
And a timeout going to be taken by the Iola Mustangs. Timeout. They'll stop the clock. Their first timeout of the second half. We'll take it along with them. We're back at 30. You're watching Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
Farm Bureau is proud to support Girard High School student-athletes. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their #1 goal is to make insurance simple. Agents Judd Sasho, Lori Johnson, and Lisa Sasho take pride in educating their clients and members so they are able to make the best decisions. There's a lot of information out there, and at Farm Bureau, they can explain it in a way that relates to you so you can apply it to your life, family, farm, and future. To learn more, contact Judd, Lori, or Lisa at 620-724-4213. Go Trojans!
(21-13) Trojans up by 8, 4th and 4. Ball at the 41-yard line, Dale. What do you do?
BJ, I punt it. I punt it down, try to pin them down inside the 10 or inside the 20 and make them drive it. It's only 4 minutes left. They only have 2 timeouts left. I make them drive it.
Well, Lallman will have it to punt it away. He'll be standing at his own 45-yard line. Barker and Ellis back to return this one Whitney and Ellis back to return this one. Snap it to Lallman. He'll put a boot into it. It'll be a good kick towards the sideline. No return. It takes a nice Trojan roll all the way down inside the 5. Play of the game. Caden Lallman on a punt. That was a big-time punt for Caden. As he punted that thing, it was from the 41 all the way down
39-yard punt, and Iola will take over first
at the 5
from their own 2-yard line. 4 minutes to play.
A 36-yard punt, no return for Caden Lallman. And you're right, they'll make him drive it. It's a good one for Lallman. And they'll come this way. They've had some big plays.
Batters on the carry.
Ron Batters has been the guy that's led the way. And it started at 4 minutes is when they got the ball here. Let's see what they can do. Down by 8, Trojans need to stop.
Be big here for the D tackles just to make the pile. That you know they're going to drive the ball right up the middle.
Well, they've taken a shot, and they had a big one on a halfback pass a while ago. Turn. Quarterback keeper coming out the near side. Back against the grain, stopped and brought down eventually.
Barker keeps it, driving out past the 10-yard line.
Coming up to make that play was, I believe, Evan Troike from that free safety spot to get him bottled up. It's going to be shy of the first down. It's a gain of 6 on the play on the quarterback keeper by Barker. And to bring up a 3rd down and 1, but time ticking away here on the Mustangs. Barker will go under center. Turn. Handoff up the middle. He'll have the first down. And Batters, man, he gives you everything he's got. He is a hard running back. And he gets a first down as he'll move it up to about the 19-yard line.
Excuse me, Jay Hay.
Needed 1, and he got about 4 or 5. And move the chains again. 2:49 to play in the ballgame. Toss sweep near side for Ellis. Trying to get out of the grasp. He does of Weidman. Breaks another tackle, and Ellis gets flipped upside down. Penalty flag going to come in as well. He stepped out of bounds. Penalty flag back at the 30. That could be hold. It could be blocking them back. Could be anything back behind the play. They're going to say he stepped out shy of the 30. He's elusive, man. When he gets the open field, Ellis has been a guy who's made some guys miss. It's going to be all block in the back against
Illegal block on the Mustangs.
The Mustangs. The Trojans get another break.
Boy, he's quick.
Yeah.
I thought D. Weidman had him dead to rights right there. And man.
So that'll be from the spot. And they said that they threw that flag. The flag was actually sitting at the 30, but they ended up marking it home from the 26 all the way back to the 16-yard line. And so it'll be
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
That was second down, wasn't it?
First and 12 for the Mustangs.
I'm going to say here's that end-around pass. They'll throw it up. Back to trying to get in there, and Batters was coming down the sidelines. A nice job by Creed to stay home.
Attempts a pass down the field to Batters.
And it'll bring up a second down. And about 11.
Defending on the play.
And so pass intended for Batters, no good. Bring up a second down and 11 to 12 for Iola. 2:35 and counting in this ball game. Trojans lead at 21-13. Iola with the football. Barker under center. He'll send Whitney in a short motion. Now Barker going to try to come to the near side. Gathered up and ripped down from behind by
Carter Doherty.
Carter has had
taken down by Doherty.
A great season here in his senior year.
3rd and 11 for the Mustangs.
And that's going to back him up. I'm going to say no gain on the play. And that's a nice one for Carter. In fact, we'll give it our head of the game. Brought to you by Bradshaw Collision Repair. Straight drop. Barker going to try to flip it out. Caden Lallman. He'll go and make a nice play in the open field. Caden was tracking that one from the word go. And he drops and loses yardage on it. And a timeout going to be played. That tackle by Carter Doherty. Our Bradshaw Collision Repair hit of the game. If a deer ends up tackling your car like the Trojans did right there, take it to Bradshaw Collision Repair. Bob Bradshaw offers a finishing, paintless dent repair, glass replacement, and more. Let Bradshaw Collision Repair get you back in the game. Call 620-724-7300. And I thought Caden Long was going to one-up him there. He was bird dogging him all the way to the sideline. It ends up being a loss on the play. And it will be a 4th down and about 12, 13 here for Iola, and a decision to make. They've only got one timeout now remaining with 1:51 to play. What are they going to do?
You got to watch out what's in the bag of tricks. I mean, we've seen a reverse pass. We've seen a halfback pass. Nothing gets behind you, BJ. We got to stay home.
Well, yeah, you can't give up a big play. You can't give up the big play. And sometimes you start looking at the sticks. Okay, we can't let them get to the 27-yard line, 28-yard line. But then you start paying too much attention to the 28-yard line. You forget that there's a goal line back behind you that somebody might take off and get behind you. So you're right. Be careful. That's the communications going out there between Evan Troike and Creed Curran. Jeremy McReynolds, the corner on the other side. And then Wes J. Hay, that free safety on that right side. 1:51 to play in the ball game. This could be the ball game. They'll just keep it. Nothing doing. Man, that is bottled up. And I think they were trying to maybe sneak something there on a quarterback draw. And it's a turnover on downs.
Turnover on downs. Trojans take over.
And that's a big stop for the Trojan defense with 1:45 to play in this ball game. Trojans just need to pick up maybe one first down and get out of town and get that win number 2 in district competition. They got a tough fight from a tenacious Iola team. It's not over, certainly, but get a couple first downs, you'll have a shot at it. Evans Motors post-game show coming up in just a little bit, so we'll take a quick break at the end of this one and get going and recap this ball game. The Trojans just want to get out of here. Norris turn, handoff for Curran. He'll slice forward, maybe up to the 15-yard line, maybe a gain of 1 on the play.
Barker on the tackle.
As
gain of 2 on the play, 2nd down and 8.
We'll give him 2 on the run by Creed. Bring up 2nd down and 8 here with a minute 24 and counting in this ball game. Even if Iola does get the ball back, they're not going to have a lot of time remaining. Trojans just going to keep it on the ground here. Fullback's humble. Lost it. Norris falls on top of it. That has been a problem late in ball games, too. This is when that starts to be an issue.
Norris,
Ty just maybe bailed a little early and give him an official carry on that play, but they'll finally take a timeout, because they can stop some time. So a timeout by Iola. We'll take one more. Exactly 1 minute left to play in this ball game. Trojans lead at 21-13, and they have the football.
Ag Choice of Hepler is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Of course, Ag Choice has all the products you need to keep your crops growing, like fertilizer, crop protection products, and seed. But Ag Choice is also the first stop for keeping your livestock operation going, with a great selection of farm supplies, equipment, and quality feeds. To find solutions to all of your agricultural needs, contact Joe Murphy of Ag Choice of Hepler at 620-368-4347. Ag Choice of Hepler is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans.
Iola Mustangs call their final timeout of the ball game on a 3rd and 8. Trojans with the football. A minute to play in this ball game. And Trojans need a first down to pretty much ice this one. 3rd and 8, Norris under center. Turn. Handoff, fumble. And that's the wise thing to do. Just let him run it. And it's going to be a run by Humble, and Iola gets their first turnover of the ball game. A fumble by Chandler Humble. What has otherwise been a phenomenal ball game for Chandler.
Whitney on the recovery.
He runs it for about 2 yards. It wasn't going to be enough for a first down. It was going to be 4th down, but that saves some time on the clock, because if it's 4th down, they're going to run a little bit more time off the clock. Instead, it's a fumble by the Trojans, their first turnover of the ball game. And Iola's going to get it back at their own 14-yard line. Here with 54 seconds to play. So you're saying there's a chance for the Mustangs. Trojans got to get a stop. Barker going to roll. Lets it fly, and it is going to be caught. On that far side, they're going to say he got behind the Trojan defense. And, boy, they've got some momentum now. Caught there by Ludke. And across the 30, that was from the 14, all the way across the 30, up to about the 33-yard line.
First and 10 Mustangs on the 33-yard line.
A 19-yard pitch and catch. And they're in business a little bit now. 48 seconds, no timeouts. Rolling to the near side. Barker, left-hander, throws it. Defender falls down. Creed Kern's got to make a tackle on the open field. He barely does. Somebody fell down. I think it's a safety. Yep, I just watched the body language of Evan Troike. You could tell that. And he was trying to bail, backpedal, and he lost his footing, and now they'll run up to the field. They'll set the clock here. The clock stops while they set the chains. And they will clock it with 39.7 seconds to play in this ball game. And Trojans are getting a little bit of a taste of their own medicine.
Ball's down.
Bend but don't break.
Clock right there.
That's got to be the motto here.
That was at the 133. Now it's down to the other 33. That's a big pickup there.
Delay of game on the Mustangs.
Delay of game. Oh, they're going to say it was a
illegal snap.
Illegal snap.
Yep, they snapped it before they started the.
That is a 5-yard penalty.
That was about a 34-yard pitch and catch.
First and 15 for the Mustangs.
And now they've moved it down there. That penalty will back them up, bring up 1st and 15 at the 37-yard line. 34 seconds, clock winding. Barker rolling, left side, that left-handed throw. He'll throw it up. High pointed. Oh, it's nearly intercepted on that far side by Derby McReynolds. That would have iced it. Instead it falls incomplete. And it will bring up a 2nd down and 15 with 26.7 seconds to play. Boy, the just tenacity of Iola, they could have easily folded it. They were down 21-0. They've scored 13 unanswered on a couple of long drives, and now here they are trying to do some heroics late in this ball game. 2nd down and 15. Pressure coming, blitz. Trojans jump on it. They make the play at the line of scrimmage. They just got in there, and it's going to be the Mustangs got to hustle to the line of scrimmage. They can clock it one more time. Clock is winding, 11 seconds, and everybody jumped off sides. And it'll be a false start against Iola with 7.8 seconds to play. As soon as they mark it off, they'll set it again. They got to get a play in. Now, this is something that I saw last week against Girard. I wondered about this. Girard got a holding penalty with 1.7 seconds to play in the game, and they got a benefit from it. I thought you had a runoff underneath 10 seconds. They'll run it. Barker will. They'll have a chance to run a play in. Barker will let it fly. The left-hander lets it fly. Trojans get the interception. And there he is. A play later, Drury McReynolds goes out for the 5th turnover of the ball game. And that's how this one will end, for an interception by McReynolds. And that's how things are going to end here. Trojans are going to finally get a win here in district, get another win here in district play, as they will move to 2-2. But man, they got all they wanted from the Iola Mustangs here in this ball game. The Trojans, though, get the win 21-13 here over Iola. And we will talk about it here on the Evans Motors post-game show. Evans Motors has been helping get people on the road since 1935. Stop by the lot just south of Pittsburgh. See Nader ready for a test drive and let them find you the vehicle that is right for you, or check out their online showroom at evansmotors.net. The Trojans get the win 21-13. They're back in holding their own destiny in district competition. We'll see how things went in this one when we return on the Evans Motors post-game show on Girard Sports Live.
For over 80 years, Evans Motors has provided some of the best handshakes in the 4-state area. No matter what type of handshake a situation calls for, Evans Motors will guide the hand into its proper position with the correct amount of pressure. Risky handshakes, classic handshakes, or something in between, Nate and Eddie have an arsenal of shakes, roughly umpteen. So the next time you want an optimal handshake, come to Evans Motors in Pittsburgh.
Peony Dental is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. Chris Peony DDS offers exceptional dentistry for all ages in a friendly atmosphere. In fact, Chris Peony has been caring for smiles since 1993. No wonder so many Trojan fans look so good. Peony Dental offers preventative care, Invisalign, whitening, bridges, crowns, and more. Stop by today and ask about the all-new Ceric Dental System, offering same-day crowns, start to finish, right there in the office. To learn more, visit them at 106 South Ozark in Girard, or go online to peonydental.com.
If you're in the market to buy or sell a house, land, or commercial space, look no further than Lehman Realty. Locally owned and operated, Jason Lehman and his staff are ready to meet the needs of every client. When it comes to your listing, you can trust that Lehman Realty will take the time to get to know you and your property. Lehman Realty is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Learn more at www.lehmanrealty.net. or call Jason at 620-724-8020.
The best place for your pregame or postgame meal is Bender on 7. The Bender has quickly become Girard's favorite restaurant, with incredible specials like the famous Taco Tuesdays, 3 tacos for $1. Wednesdays, try the adult grilled cheese. Thursdays is chili dog day, and of course, Friday, game day, is steak tips after 5. Grab a friend, grab a drink, and grab a seat at the Bender on 7, where they're streaming Girard Sports Live right now. Bender on 7. Order now. 620-724-4860.
Back here on the Evans Motors post-game show, the Girard Trojans get the win 21-13 over the Iola Mustangs. Trojans move to 4-3 and 2-2 in district competition. Move above 500, which is very important. But moving to 2-2 may be equally important, or if not more so. Trojans again keep the pattern going as they've won one, lost one, won one, lost one, won one, lost one, won one. I hope that pattern doesn't stay like it should, like it has next week as they go against Osawatomie. But the Trojans, go ahead and throw that up there, I guess, now, as the Trojans do get the win here, 21-13. And they will, again, move to 4-3 on the year and 2-2 in district competition. Let's take a look back at how this one did go through it. It's kind of a tale of two halves in this ball game. as the Trojans would have the ball to begin things. Iola would win the toss. They would elect to defer to the second half. And the Trojans have a nice drive to begin things. They would go 10 plays. They'd start at their own 35-yard line, then march it down to the 15, but turn it over on downs with 6:47 to play in the first quarter. Iola 3-and-out, punted away to the Trojans. Trojans get it back. They have to punt. Iola gets it back. 2 plays and then a fumble. It was the first of, I believe, 5 turnovers in the ball game for Iola. That's the thing. If you're Iola, you're like, darn it, we had 5 turnovers and only lost by 8. The Trojans did that last week. They had forced 4 turnovers and lost by 8 points, and so they know what it feels like because they just had it happen to them a week ago. But the Mustangs have their first fumble. Trojans get it back. They have to punt it away. Can't take advantage of that first turnover. Iola gets it back at their own 20-yard lines, and they go and have to punt. Give it back to the Trojans on that punt. That punt ends up going into the hands of Evan Troike. Catches it at own 30-yard line. Reverses field, comes to the near side, and goes in the end zone from 70 yards out with 8:09 to play in the first quarter. The first half. The Trojans led at 7-0 on the 70-yard punt return by Evan Troike, and then the point after attempt was good. Iola would get it back. They would answer with a nice long drive, but eventually they would throw an interception by Evan Troike. That would be their second turnover. Trojans would get it back again, unable to do anything with it, punted away, back to Iola. They get it late with just 2:21 to play in the first half. Iola has it. They run 1 play, and then they have 2 penalties, and then they fumble it with 1:11 left in the first half. The Trojans get the ball back. They go 4 plays, cap it off on a 4-yard pitch and catch, 5-yard pitch and catch from quarterback Ty Norris to Gage Shirtano. And with 27 seconds left in the first half, how important was that touchdown? No good on the point after attempt at 13-0. Iola would take 1 knee, and we would go to halftime. Coming out of the halftime locker room, Iola would have it at their own 43-yard line. They would go 4 plays and then fumble it away. And that would be their third turnover of the ball game, I believe. Trojans would get it, and they would have their best drive and only real drive of the second half as they would take over at their own 20-yard line with 10:20 to play in the third quarter. They would go 13 plays, 80 yards, take 6:17 off the clock, and cap it off on a 2-yard touchdown run by Chandler Humble. On that drive, Chandler had 10 of their 13 plays on the ground in a drive that took over 6 minutes off the clock with 4:03 to play in the third quarter. 4:03 to play in the third. Trojans led it 21-0. We were not done. Iola would get it at their own 49-yard line. They would answer as they would put together an 11-play, 51-yard drive, take 4:07 off the clock. They would have a point after attempt that was good. It was a 1-yard touchdown run by quarterback for Iola, Kason Barker. And with 11:56 to play in the ball game, Iola was on the board for the first time tonight, 21-7. Trojans get it back, anemic again offensively. They go 3-and-out, punt it away. Iola gets it back, and they do it again. They go this time on an 8-play drive, capped off on a halfback pass. They got it up, and it was 2nd and 1. So many times on 2nd and 1, certainly inside the other team's territory, you think maybe we take a shot here because worst-case scenario, it's 3rd and 1. That's exactly what Iola did, a halfback pass from the running back or wingback Ludke to the wide receiver Sellers. 8 plays, 80 yards. They drive it down, take 3:25 off the clock, and cap it off on that halfback pass. Made it 21-13 at that point in the ballgame. Trojans would get it back at their own 36-yard line. They would have to punt it, but a chop block, and that how big was that call? A chop block against the Mustangs gives them a chance to run 3 more plays. Those 3 more plays allow them to run another 2 minutes off the clock. They would eventually give it back to Iola on a punt. A 36-yard punt by Caden Lolleman was a good one as well. And with Iola would have it their own 4-yard line with 4 minutes to play, and they would run it and keep moving the ball, and they would eventually have to turn it over on downs, 1:45 to play, make it 21-13. Trojans would get the ball back at the Iola 16-yard line with 1:42 to play. They would go 2 plays and fumble it away and give it to Iola with 54 seconds to play. Iola would have a 19-yard completion, a 34-yard completion, and then a penalty that would stall out that. They would throw a long pass. It was intercepted by Derby McReynolds, and the Trojans would hold on to win it 21-13. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll talk to the head football coach of the Girard Trojans, Neil Philpott, as we continue on the Evans Motors postgame show on Girard Sports Live.
Girard Medical Center now offers both outpatient pulmonary and cardiac rehabilitation services. Our approach combines physical therapy, respiratory therapy, behavioral health, and nutrition to help you become more fit and active.
With cardiac and pulmonary rehab, we want to focus on lifestyle changes. We provide people with education to help prevent further events.
Each treatment is unique to the individual patient because at Girard Medical Center, we care for our communities one patient at a time. Call us at 620-724-5126.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, then I look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day, lovely day.
G&W Foods is the one-stop shop for everything you need to feed the family. With a great selection of quality, fresh, and delicious foods, you're sure to find something to satisfy every appetite. With friendly and knowledgeable staff, the folks at G&W Foods can help you find what you need so you can get in, get out, and on your way with your day. Plus, don't forget G&W Foods for the great daily lunch specials. Open 7 days a week. Check out their weekly Facebook-only specials. The G&W Foods family super wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck.
Mathis Drug Store Incorporated has a proud Girard history of more than 50 years. Glenn and Karen Mathis took over the store in 1983 from Glenn's father and have been providing outstanding customer care and service since. At Mathis, they know their customers by name and value their support. Primary goal is to provide fast, accurate, friendly service. Mathis is a full-service pharmacy that accepts most insurance plans and supports competitive cash pricing. Mathis Drug Store, a proud supporter of Girard High School student-athlete.
This is Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
Back here on the Evans Motors postgame show, BJ Harris along with you as we wrap things up here from Iola. The Trojans do get the win, 21-13 over the Iola Mustangs. Joining us now, the head football coach of the Girard Trojans, Dale Philpott. His interviews is always brought to you by Community National Bank and Trust. They've been serving the area for 30 years. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan instant issue mascot debit card. Community National Bank and Trust, a proud supporter of Girard schools. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. And Coach, boy, that was a little more entertaining than maybe it needed to be down the stretch. We'll start with the first half of this ball game, and special teams ended up being a big factor for you. That big long return by Evan Troike certainly set the tone for you in the first half.
Yeah, it was a big spark for us to get us on the board. We kind of moved a little bit, did some things, but that was the big play we needed. And you watch it, you see everybody on the sideline, and you know if you could just get across midfield, he's probably had a really good shot at going. So he did, and worked out very well for us.
Elsewhere in that second half, it was kind of a stalemate. They were able to move the ball a little bit, but defensively, you mentioned last week against Prairie View, a really good defensive game. You forced four turnovers last week. You forced 5 tonight. That's 9 turnovers in 2 weeks. The defense has been ball hawks. They've been tough here for the most part in this ball game.
We've played better. The last 2 weeks, we've played pretty solid on defense, and they do some things. Iowa does some good things on offense that put you in some positions where you're either on an island and you got to make sure you tackle your keys and get to where you need to be. And, for the most part, they did. They had turnovers, put the ball on the ground. We were able to get a few of them, and I think that was probably the difference in the game. I know we had a lot of them, but we gave a couple back. But it was, short fields and stalling their drives, being able to keep the ball in our hand was a big.
Well, yeah, in order to keep it in your hand, it looked like pretty obviously that the game plan was to turn around and hand it off to 44. He just runs so hard. You probably went back, I would expect, last week and looked at his carries and thought, boy, I wish giving him the ball a little bit more, and you don't have that second guess tonight because he carried it tonight 28 times, 139 yards. Good night for Chandler Humble.
That thought did go through my head, and we tried to force it a little bit to him tonight. We probably wasn't planning on getting that many carries, but there's a couple in there that I think if he hits just a little bit differently, maybe bounces it just a little bit here and there, they're going to pop even bigger. So we kept kind of coming back to the well, see if one of those would, and he ran hard all night long. Our guys did a good job up front for the most part, getting people on their guys and blocking for him.
Chandler, 28 carries. He could go home right now and empty a bin full of beans and work about 300 head of cattle, and he'd still be going. He's got that physical toughness that most guys don't have.
Yeah, he likes contact. He's looking for it most of the time, and sometimes you got to teach him not to do that as a ball carrier. But he enjoys it. He's a physical kid. His work ethic is hands down the best we've got, and a lot of kids out there. It'd be hard pressed to match that. So he does a great job for us, and he enjoys the game.
The key is, though, you get the win. You move to 2-2 in district competition. You continue to control your own destiny. We tried to prognosticate about how things were going to go. We don't have any scores of those other games as well, but the last we had, Parsons was beating Caney Valley. All that doesn't matter. You got to go win next week and let the chips fall where they may, but getting a win here, huge for you guys to be able to hopefully get a home game to begin that week number 9.
Yeah, we talked right after the game with our guys. A win is a win, and they're all good. You got to enjoy them all, and we control our own fate a little bit here, so we got to take care of business next week, have a good week of practice, and regardless of who we're playing, it's got to be about us getting better and fine-tuning little things and executing at our best here as the season kind of comes to that playoff brink that we've got to be at our top game.
All right, Coach, we appreciate your time as always, and congratulations on a good win. Good luck next week.
Thank you.
Head coach of the Girard Trojans, Neil Philpott, joining us here on the Evans Motors postgame show. We'll take one final timeout. We'll come back and wrap things up here. We've got your final stats and more still to come here on the Evans Motors postgame show on Girard Sports Live.
The Producers Co-op Farm Store is committed to making your life easier by supplying you with the things you need for your farm and home. As always, the Producers Co-op Farm Store has a great selection of farm and ranch supplies, including pet supplies, ranch and corral building supplies and equipment, automatic waterers and feed bunks, tack, dog food, pet and animal health supplies, workwear, boots, and much, much more. Come in and check out the great deals on lots of new merchandise as well. Proudly serving Girard and the surrounding area, and proud to support the Girard Trojans.
For more than 20 years, Call Service has been serving Southeast Kansas. Right now, Call Service has a huge selection of hand-cooked tires, including hand-cooked Dynapro ATM. Farmers and ranchers trust Call Service as their trucks crisscross Southeast Kansas, providing on-the-farm tire service daily. Plus, Calls is the first stop for lube and oil changes. Get back in the game with your new set of hand-cooked tires, never halfway. Available now at Call Service. Check them out online at callservicellc.com or call 620-724-4121.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan Instant Issue Mascot Debit Card. While you're there, be sure to ask about My Mobile Money and mobile banking, Guardian Secure Checking, and People Pay. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. Community National Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Girard Schools. Go Trojans!
Crawcan Telephone Cooperative has been serving Girard in southeast Kansas for 65 years. In 1952, we helped our members connect with each other using telephone lines. Today, we connect our members with the entire world using fiber optics. While the technology has changed, our commitment to deliver it to our members has not. Check us out on the web at ckt.net.
This is Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
Back out here one final time here on the Evans Motors postgame show. The Girard Trojans get the win 21-13 as they will move to 4-3 on the season and 2-2 in district competition. Be sure to stay dialed in for our partners there at MyTown Media, ESPN 100.7, as they will talk a little bit about those matchups and where things go. Eddie Lomchek, Mike Snow, and Chet Couple, and those guys will break that down during the week. So if you want to kind of see how things are going to shape up maybe after that win, and then obviously we'll talk more about it next week whenever we do go on the air, figure out where we're going to be, and maybe we'll know a little bit more as we try to figure out where we're going to be in week number 9. Our final stats brought to you by the Bender on 7. Everyone's headed to the Bender for another great post-game celebration. Grab your friends and head to the Bender on 7 for a late-night snack and some fun. Bender on 7, Girard's newest and most favorite hangout. Dine in, carry out. Call 620-724-4860. And the only real stats to worry about here is that 28 carries for 139 yards by Chandler Humble. What a performance by that young man. Been looking for that for a while. He had a nice ball game in week number 1. He's been good and consistent week in and week out, but I had a feeling based on what he did last week on 9 carries that we would see more, and he certainly got after him a little bit in the second half. 4 turnovers. That's the biggest stat perhaps as well. Next next to biggest stat. The biggest stat is 21-13. Trojans win it here tonight over Iola. That's going to do it for us tonight. Here for studio producer Susan Harris, for my partner here, Dale Shireman and BJ Harris, saying good night from Iola. The Trojans win it over the Mustangs 21-13, and you watched it here on Girard Sports Live.
This is Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
Sends Saporito in motion. Straight drop, Graham pumping. Double move, Derby McReynolds trying to get over there. And he does! What a recovery by Derby McReynolds!
Girard Sports Live is presented by Craw-Can Telephone, your community technology partner. Also by Ag Choice of Hepler, American Family Insurance, Jenny Collins Agency, Bender on 7, Bradshaw Collision Repair, Bumper to Bumper, Call Service, Chicken Annie's Girard, Community National Bank and Trust, Derailed Commodity, Evans Motors, Farm Bureau Financial Services, G&W Foods, Girard Medical Center, Hydrix Appliance, Jagged Edge, Canar Eye Care, Kim Kravitz Photo, Larid Ceramics, Lehman Realty, Mathis Drugstore, McClellan Sanitation, Norris Advertising, Paoni Dental, the Producers Co-op Agronomy Center, the Market 120, and the Producers Co-op Farm Store.
Two wide receivers near side. Curran in the slot. Chitano, the wide out. Norris going to throw it up. He wants Troike over the top. He makes the catch. What a throw! He threw it in the breadbasket of Evan Troike on a rope. What a throw from the 30 down to the 20.
You've been watching Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.